Merry meet! I'm Gory B Movie.
I'm Danny Knightmare.
And today we're doing a horror wrap-up. We're going to talk about all of the horror we consumed in February. So games, books, movies, shows, all of it. And we have a very special guest for you today who consumes even more horror than both of us combined. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Welcome our very good friend, Wiccaburr.
Hey,
How are you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Nice to see you.
Wiccaburr is one of our good friends from Crypticon.
Yes, Crypticon, and I think we've seen you at Elvira's HorrorCon too, right?
No, not just yet, though.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a fun one too. You would like it. And also, tonight we're going to be trying to raise some money for Wiccaburr's GoFundMe. So it's right here. There's a link in the description below. We are trying to help Willie get his kidney, which is kind of an important thing, guys. Like, you kind of need these. It's not like he's asking for a Diet Coke. So if you have the money to spare, please help. Anything would be appreciated. Do you have anything you want to say about it, Willie? How it's going? Anything like that?
Well, so far that due to the GoFundMe, I was able to get a new bed, which is totally awesome because my other bed was basically shit. So I was happy to get that, and also I am now on the transplant list. So I'm just waiting for the announcement, as it were, in regards of that, which probably won't happen until hopefully next year. But yeah. So getting some more funding to cover the medications and stuff is definitely a must now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to put the link in the chat, too. So this is the link to Willie's GoFundMe. So if you are able to donate and help him get that kidney, much appreciated. And this is going to be going on for a while because he's on the transplant list. Probably not going to get it till next year. So you're going to need help with, like, taking time off work, like lots of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. If you can't do it right away, hey, it's going to be up there for a while. So we got links in the description, all kinds of stuff. Also, really nice to see Tatum in the chat, and nice to see Adam, Farpoint Station.
And if you can't give right now, at least just help share it around. We'd appreciate it.
That helps a lot, too. So there's a lot of different ways you can help, and, you know.
Do both. And if you can do both and buy him that Diet Coke, he's a great guy and he deserves a Diet Coke.
If he likes Diet Coke. What's your favorite soda?
Actually, I have tried Diet Coke, and I am cool with that. So
very cool. We are going to talk about some horror. So, Willie, where do you want to start? Do you want to start about? I usually start with the smaller ones and work up to movies, which tends to be the biggest one. So, books, movies, shows, video games.
I
didn't pick any games.
Well, first off, we can go ahead and start off with video games with Resident Evil Requiem that just came out.
Let's talk about that.
No major spoilers, though.
Yes.
No.
Major spoilers? Yeah. So tell us about Requiem.
Requiem is basically the 9th entry of the Resident Evil franchise that they got going on. It is piggybacking off of what happened in the previous Resident Evils. So you are going to see some mention of what happened with Leon S. Kennedy that was in Resident Evil 4, and also dealing with a new character called Grace Ashcroft, who is the daughter of the Ashcroft reporter that was in one of the previous Resident Evil games as well. So
Wow.
it's definitely rounding up to be something that's going to be part action, part suspense type of thing. So that came out like on the 27th of this month, I believe.
Wow, yeah.
And it, so far, like a lot of people has been saying that the game is definitely living up to the hype.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things so far, and Leon is my favorite character in the franchise, which I think that's a pretty popular answer. Who's your favorite?
Jill Valentine, but Leon is definitely up there.
Another great one though. Who's your favorite character in the franchise?
My favorite character in the franchise is definitely Leon, but also I like Jill Valentine too.
Those are great. Claire Redfield's another great one.
Yeah.
So would you highly recommend this?
Oh yeah, I definitely highly recommend this. I also recommend checking out the advertising that they had for it, because it actually had advertising that was, I think it was like roughly 2 minutes long, I think at best, and it had Mika Monroe in it, and
I saw that. It was like a short film.
yeah, and it was not kidding around with the effects.
I was so surprised because I saw that and I was like, what is this? It was on YouTube. And it was like a short film. It's about a woman and she's trying to get her daughter out of Raccoon City right when the virus hits. And I was like, is this a new movie? Because Micah Monroe's kind of a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's all promotion for this.
Nice.
Is she in the game at all?
No, she's not in the game that I'm aware of, but it definitely was a driving advertisement to increase the hype.
Well, if you watch the short, it does make sense that she's not in it. I thought it was really good, and it makes you think about Resident Evil in a different way. So
Nice.
I won't spoil it for you, but highly recommend checking it out. Have you guys played any other games this month?
Yeah, I have. I've actually seen Dr. Wolfie was playing a little bit of this too,
yeah?
but I'm looking forward to playing it eventually. I do tend to play more retro games though, on average.
That's true.
I recently busted out my Sega Saturn and I beat House of the Dead for the first time since probably the late 90s or early 2000s. So that was a lot of fun. And then I played Monster
that's
High.
House of the Dead too, but close enough.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You have been playing the
I'm
Monster
on
Highs.
Monster High roller maze, whatever.
This is
but
the only
this
one
is
they
the
have
I
on
played, and I just
Steam.
100% of that.
So
Monster High Skulltimate Secrets. I 100% of that. Your sister gave me that for Christmas, I believe.
We love Monster High. Are you
Yes.
a Monster High fan, Willie?
I'm aware of Monster High. I just haven't watched too much of the shows and stuff, but I am aware of it.
We
Well-
got deep into it a few months ago, basically.
Yeah, we went down kind of a rabbit
Last
hole.
September, I think,
what
is when-
started it?
Well, I was playing, like, stuff. I asked you for, like, some kid-friendly
That's
horror
right.
stuff I could play at the time capsule, because there's a big TV, and I like to play spooky stuff around September, October time. And I played some Monster High, and I was telling you, it's actually really fun. And then you, like, wanted to check it out, and we just went down the whole rabbit hole of Monster High.
Tatum, I'm sorry I didn't get your super chat, but I did get the membership she gifted. So thank you for that, and I'm
Cool,
gonna
cool.
play a little thank you thing in a little bit for you.
Appreciate it, Tim.
Yeah, so we went down this whole Monster High rabbit hole, and you can watch all of the original show on YouTube, and it's really cute. And then there's the Nickelodeon show,
Which is that
and there's a
version.
whole bunch of the movies on Amazon Prime. So, I mean, you're going to be recovering a lot next year. You're going to have a lot of bed rest time, and I think it's a good show that's, like, nice and cozy and feel good. You're not going to see anybody getting their kidneys ripped out, which you don't want to see that when you're recovering from kidney transplant. So
Our neighbor has the Monster High Xenomorph doll, and it is fabulous. Like,
yeah, did you
I don't
know
really want many of the dolls, but I would kind of want that one.
they have so many cool Monster High dolls? They have the
Elvira.
Xenomorph, and she looks hot.
Yep. They got
Like,
a couple different Elviras. One of them's worth a whole lot.
Elvira.
Yeah, Wednesday.
They have
Us.
both Red and Adelaine from Us.
Yeah. They got little golden scissors.
Yeah, they've made some really cool ones. So even, like, it's not just, I think it appeals to a broader horror audience outside of, young girls.
They got a gender-swapped Beetlejuice and
Yep.
a regular female Lydia's doll as well. They got a bunch of Monster High crossovers with real horror movies and stuff, so I'm not super into the dolls, but I do like the show and the video games. And I also played this one I just got. It's old. It's for the Wii. It's like a roller derby game of Monster High, and I just unlocked everything in that game as well. So I'm playing those mostly.
I don't know if it counts as horror. It's horror adjacent, but I did beat the game I was playing last month. So now I can play. I want to play. I think I'm gonna treat myself to Resident Evil Requiem as my next game I get when I get a new game. But I was playing Stranded Deep. This is what my son got me for Christmas. And I really love games where you're crashed on an island. I love it more when there's mutants or cannibals. That's my sweet spot. I love Sons in the Forest. I love the Forest. I would love a movie of that.
I'll probably get one.
But yeah, I watched we'll talk about this movie, Send Help, and I'm just like, yeah, I got this in the bag. I've played so many of these games and 100% of them. But I did play Stranded Deep. This is fun. It's pretty easy. There's only like 3 major bosses. You fight like a megalodon and different things, but it's fun. It's like a relaxing game. I play games like this, like how some people play Animal Farm. It's just kind of nice, like spend some time on the island and you craft some stuff. So I recommend it. It was fun. Any other games, guys?
I think video game, horror-wise especially, that might be all that I've had played that month. 2 Monster High games mostly, and House of the Dead.
And thank you, Tatum. We don't have any of the Scream 7 merch. I do have the popcorn bucket from Scream 6. And we are going to be talking about Scream in a little bit. But I do want to say thank you to Tatum for gifting a membership. So which one's it going to be? Let's go with this one. Thank you, Tatum. A little gory kiss for you. Oh, it's so wholesome. All right. Oh no, we got to get back to where'd Willie go? There's Willie. Okay, good. We don't want to lose Willie. All right, let's move on. Shall we move on to books, guys?
All right.
Yeah? So, yeah, we usually do these ones first just because it's just a little faster. Did you read anything good this month that you want to talk about?
I have read a book called Some Strange Disturbance.
Okay, I'm going to look that up. Uh-oh. Oh, bollocks. Okay, so tell us about Some Strange Disturbance.
Yeah, okay, so Some Strange Disturbance basically is something of a period piece type of graphic novel. And it had to deal with a guy that started seeing ghosts and spirits at an early age, which then progressed it along the lines of him seeing it as a kind of a job that he did during this era, where doing that kind of stuff can be considered phony, but he's legit, the real deal, and he gets employed by this certain person to go ahead and see about doing an exorcism off of this person. But it goes into greater detail than that.
Wow, so this is kind of a different take on the classic exorcism tale. Is this the right one that I pulled up here?
Yeah, that's the right one.
And it's a graphic novel. How's the art in it?
Oh, the art is pretty fantastic in there. It's not like the color type, but it's like black and white, so you get to see a lot of the good shading and shadowing going on in there, so it's really good.
That's awesome. That sounds really good. I'm adding that to my want to read list on Goodreads. Danny, got any books you want to talk about?
I mean, I finished The Moon is a Cold Mistress, and now I'm restarting the first book of Dungeon Crawl Colorado. So, but nothing horror, Riley, other than the cheerleader books that you're going to talk about here in a second.
The Moon is a Harsh Mistress?
Yeah, Harsh Mistress, sorry.
It's horror adjacent. I think sci-fi is horror adjacent.
It was made in the 60s, and it was like pretty accurate about how AI is nowadays. There is a main character who is named Michael/Michelle, who is this AI computer that helps them like kind of do a revolution on the moon and become their own nation. So
neat. So
yeah, it's pretty interesting. I liked it. And then Just reading Dungeon Crawl Carl now. So.
Dungeon Crawler Carl. So I gotta reread. Have you read these yet, Willie?
No, but I heard that they're pretty popular and good.
Yes.
It's so wild. So you're Crypticon family. So like this is something I find that's really kind of special to us because Matt has been going to Crypticon since the second year they did it. So I started going a year after him. And Matt started as a vendor. So if you've seen him around, I'm sure you've seen his booth. They're like dictionary pages with like cats and stuff on them, right?
Right.
And he finally sold one of those to IKEA and he was able to quit his day job and write full time. And so he had done a few other books. Then he had this. And then remember there was a Crypticon like 2 years ago where we had a ton of panels. I think it was one of the years you paneled too. And I didn't have a chance to go down to the vendor room at all. I got down there for 5 minutes before they closed on Sunday, and only one table was open, and it had a cat with glasses. I was like, dude, what's this? And it was Matt, and it was like right before he got big. He still had business cards, and I thought it sounded so cool because it's about this guy who is taking care of his ex-girlfriend's show cat, this very fancy cat. He's playing some Call of Duty with his buddy when all of a sudden the whole world is invaded by an alien life force, which essentially flattens everything that's on the surface.
Car, building, you name it, everything is flattened down like a can, like squish.
So
if you're in a building,
you're in a building, you're screwed. But luckily, Carl's outside in his boxers running after the damn cat that went outside in freezing Seattle temperatures. And that's one of the reasons I love this, too, because if you're from Washington State, we get so much Washington State love, including our town, Wenatchee, in here, so love it. And then the only warm place, he's in his boxers. He's in his leather jacket.
Leather jacket, Crocs. His
Crocs.
Girlfriend's pink Crocs that don't fit.
And there's a warm door opening, and a voice comes on overhead, and it says, hey, if you want to enter the crawl, enter one of these dungeon rooms, and you'll be entered as a contestant in the dungeon crawl, which is like broadcast across the entire universe. And Carl has no choice. If he stays out there, he's going to freeze to death. And you find out there's 13 different levels in this, and they get progressively harder. But it's really messed up because it's almost like this offensive depiction of Earth.
Yeah.
So they take people that they've mined, all the places that got crushed, they mined those people. They use them and repurpose them as villains in this. And they do what they think is accurate portrayals of humans. So you have like this gym bro guy, right? And it's really offensive, but it's kind of supposed to be because they don't understand human life. This is just what they've seen as an outsider.
Interpretation of humans.
Yeah. So it's really funny. And then the cat is the first cat that's ever entered the crawl. So it gets this special box, a special loot box. So it is a game. You get loot boxes. And then she earns the ability to talk. And at first Carl's like, yeah, nah, dog. There's a reason why people don't have talking cats, because they couldn't put up with them. But then she's like, you know what? No. Please don't leave. I actually really love sitting on your lap and watching you play Call of Duty, and you're my friend, and I don't want to be alone. She has like this vulnerable moment. So even though she's this snotty show cat, they have Princess Donut, the Queen Anne Chunk. They have this really special bond, and it's crazy because it starts off being kind of ridiculous in this book, and with each book, the lore deepens, and then when you get to book 5 and I found myself crying over this damn cat, I was just like, what has happened? Like, it's so good. It has so much heart, but you're also laughing out loud.
And even though it's kind of sci-fi fantasy comedy, there is like dark stuff. Like when the world flattens down, Carl is talking to his neighbor, an old lady who's got her head sticking out the window, and her head falls by his feet, like because it cuts her head off as it flattens the whole building she was in.
It's amazing. It's got comedy. It's got adventure RPG. It's got horror. It's got drama. It's got everything you'd want. I would say the only subgenre it doesn't really have, there's not really any romance in this. There are side characters who have relationships, but if romance is a deal breaker from you, then this is definitely your franchise, because there really isn't any romance in this. It's more about found family and true friendships, and like him and Donut are a family.
What's up, Jason?
So it's really, really special, and it's so cool because right after I introduced my brother to this, and then he introduced me to it because I got it for him, and then he's like, no, you would love this too. I'm like, really? And it's my favorite franchise. Then they got a deal where they got published in hardback, so it's very rare that an indie self-published author gets a big book deal. That doesn't happen very often. It's happened with like Andy Ware. It's happened with like
Unicorn.
50 Shades. Yeah, they're kind of unicorn books, but that's what happened here. But he didn't want to give up his paperback rights at the time. So he sold them the rights to the hardbacks, and then not too long after that, Seth MacFarlane, wait, am I getting that wrong?
No.
The guy from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I always get him mixed up with Todd McFarlane.
There's Todd McFarlane, and then there's also Seth Rogen.
Okay, good.
Yes, except that.
So then he bought the rights, and they're going to make a show. So it's so crazy how in just a short period of time, this is blown up. And this year at Crypticon, the Jasons, they run Crypticon, they were telling the guy who runs it, like, Matt needs to be a guest. And he's like, really, Matt? Matt's just a vendor, you know. And he's like, no, you don't understand. His books have blown up. And they show, like, interviews with him and, like, Seth Green and all that stuff. He's like, whoa, Matt needs to be a guest. So it's really cool. I'm just so happy for him. So, and I genuinely love these books. Willie, seriously, as your friend, you need this. It's going to make your heart feel so happy, and you're going to laugh so hard, and you need it right now. You're going through some stuff. But one thing I will say about you that I really admire is no matter how bad things have gotten, because, you know, we've been friends through some stuff. You know, a lot of things have happened. You always manage to have, like, this positive attitude. You don't give up. You keep fighting. But you're tough in the way that I think is truly tough. Like, real toughness isn't like Captain Marvel, where you don't have emotions or you become really mean. Real toughness is having horrible things happen to you and still being able to smile and make jokes. And that's Willie. So
Yeah. And enjoy.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
I admire you, buddy. And I definitely think you need this in your life. And Tatum gifted another membership to the channel. Thank you so much. And it looks like Paula got it. Congrats, Paula. Thank you so much, Tatum. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, don't gaslight me, Uzi Jesus. This book series does not care if it offends you. There's Uzi Jesus. He got into a kind of a kerfluffle with Random House because he wanted cum on the cover. And they're like, no, sir, that's too much. And he's just like, you need to read the books. So, like, they are very offensive. But I don't think they're ever that gross. So I find the books very charming. We got Jason in the chat. Fantastic Oracle. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Another book.
The cheerleader one.
The cheerleaders. So we're on the last cheerleaders book. So are you guys familiar with Fear Street?
Yes.
So I loved Fear Street as a kid. And to date, I still hand on the Bible or the Quran or whatever your book of worship is, say this is the best book cover that's ever graced this world. Praise R.L. Stine. This is the coolest fucking book cover. Like, it's metal as fuck. Because you know what this book cover says? This book cover says this ain't no fucking goosebumps, all right?
Hey, Goosebump covers
Bitch
are
is
awesome,
gonna
though.
die in this. Bitches are gonna get scalded to death. R.L. Stine is not playing.
Sometimes he's playing.
He ain't playing in this book.
Even in these books, he'll be like, oh, and that was all a dream, or oh.
Okay, not this book, though. The second books he starts playing. Because he loves to play. But this book does not screw around, and I love it.
The first two of these, like, last month, but we're on what? We just finished 3
Yeah,
and 4
so
this month, though.
I read to Danny before bed sometimes, and so we finished that one, which is definitely like a 4-star book. It's so good. And then you're getting into like 3.5 stars here with the second evil. And then guess what? There's a third evil.
Yeah,
and in this one, they go to cheer camp.
Yeah, this is the one I think we read this
This
month.
is where it gets a little bit goofier. So we just finished this one, but it's still solid. And then just yesterday, we finished the Christmas one. So these ones I hadn't read before because it came out a number of years after I had kind of moved on from Fear Street because I was like in high school by this time. The Christmas one. But
Super
what's
chiller.
cool is each of these has a different twist. So if you haven't read these, Willie, it's kind of like, think like maybe Evil Dead. There's this evil spirit. And in the first book, they crash into a cemetery and it possesses one of the cheerleaders. And then she does horrible things and kills people. So each book, you're wondering who is the evil possessing. And each time, it's kind of a cool twist.
Look who's evil now.
Basically.
But it was the first evil possessed Sarah Fear, which you'd know from other R.L. Stine Fear Street things. Sarah Fear, they talked about her a lot in that trilogy that they had on Netflix. But yeah, it possessed her a long time ago, and that's whose grave the cheerleader landed on was Sarah Fear's. So
But yeah, if you like the first one, they're all worth checking out. These are easy breezy books. They're like 130 pages. So it's been fun revisiting them. I think they still are entertaining enough for adults.
She either reads them to me at bed so I can fall asleep because I have insomnia and sometimes that helps a lot. Or just when we're on road trips, she'll read to me. So
yeah, dude. I don't know
pass the
why
time.
you want me to read to you.
Because you're fun.
My voices are terrible. I only have like 5 voices I can do. But
whatever.
He doesn't seem to
book.
mind.
I don't need more than 5 voices.
Yeah. What else did I read? I don't know if that counts.
We can talk about it.
Kinda. I'll talk about the other one too.
The movie.
I also read The Housemaid, which is kind of a big sensation right now. So this is very twisty, turny. It's kind of mystery where it's not like a whodunit. It's more about what the fuck is going on here. So you have this gal who's been living in her car, and she tells you from the get-go that she's been in prison for 10 years. And she got imprisoned at 17. So you're already thinking, what the fuck did a 17-year-old do? She got sentenced for 15. She only had to do 10. So you already know she's done something bad.
She's on a tight leash. She needs to get a job and keep her act clean. Otherwise, she'd be violating her parole. So, otherwise, she'd do the other 5 years.
She gets a job at, well, she interviews at this very fancy place, and she thinks there's no way in hell she's going to get the job. But they end up offering her the job. And at first, they seem completely perfect. But when she goes back there, the house is a total mess. The wife of the family is a nightmare. She gaslights her all the time. Something will happen, and she'll be like, well, you did this on purpose. Like, you stole my notes, and you lost them for the PTA meeting. Or you made this mess, or you did that. Or you're trying to kill us. And she's just like, what the flying crap? But it's really, really good and twisty. So,
yeah,
highly recommend it.
Lady's super nice during the interview, and she's like, oh, she's going to do a background check. I'm not going to get the job, whatever. But it's to be a live-in housemaid, and she's like, rather live there than in her car, so... But then she gets it, but then everything's way different than you'd expect.
So you're trying... And they also talk about how the woman of the house, the wife, has been institutionalized. So you know that these are 2 very combustible characters and it's not going to end well. But you also want to know, why was she institutionalized? Why was the other lady in jail? So it's twisty, turny, and really good.
Yeah.
And Tatum says, hi, Willie.
Hey, Tatum.
All right. Any other books, guys? Or can we move on to shows?
Yeah, I think that's all I read.
All right. So in the beginning here, we kind of move on pretty quick. Because when we get to movies... guys, it's a whole thing. Yeah. I didn't watch any shows. Did you watch any?
I don't remember watching any shows that's horror related. So.
All right.
Let's see. I watched the Tomb Raider anime on Netflix.
I don't count.
Had some supernatural stuff in it, but I wouldn't say it's horror.
What about the Haunted Hotel?
You watched one episode of that today.
You watched it?
I watched it a couple of months ago. But it's good.
Okay, we'll use that for our TV show. Because I didn't watch anything that counts aside from some more Dexter. And I've already talked about Dexter. It's good. Like everyone's already told you. I'm way late to the party.
We watched season 2 of Has Been. So there you go.
We haven't finished it, Dan.
Well.
Anyway, Haunted Hotel. It's on Netflix, and Netflix is pretty cool, and I work there, so you should check it out. It's about a hotel that's haunted, and it's kind of funny. So there you go.
Yeah, Will Forte is a ghost, and his sister is taking over his hotel, and there's a whole bunch of other ghosts, and they adopted the possessed little boy who's possessed by the demon Abaddon.
Yeah. Okay, now we're moving on to movies. This is what you all came here for. Dun 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 dun. I'm gonna play another thank you for. We'll do this one. Yay! Thank you, Tatum. Yeah.
My words were made out of bats.
I know, Dan. All right. This is just the extent of my creativity. That's as far as it goes. Okay, let's go to movies. So, I gotta pull up my letterbox here. By the way, Willie's link to his letterbox is in the description down below. He watches a lot of movies, and his reviews are pretty spot on. Like, I trust his reviews.
Yeah.
So, you definitely want to check him out. I'm gonna start with this one.
Evil cat.
Oh, great, fine. You're right, Zigma. You never did get your fart from last time. So, there's a little hidden recipe thing on this channel. If you donate $10... You get the special hidden chat. That's humiliating. But let's go ahead and play it.
She owes her brother one.
Here it is. And we're never gonna talk about it again.
Until someone else does. $10.
Why is the broom farting? It's a broom. Okay, let's talk about this one. So, Evil Cat.
Something that I'd been wanting to see for a while, just because I'd seen random clips of how insane this movie is, and then thanks to Shudder, I finally got to watch it in whole.
I don't even know if I can explain to them what Evil Cat's about.
Alright, so it has like this Power Ranger kind of origin story where this cat person, looks like they're straight off the, Broadway play Cats, but they're a ninja and they have all these ninja abilities and Power Ranger attacks, gets locked away Rita Rapunzel style in a jar by, I guess locking away an evil demon. It's possible. And it's kind of a father-son tradition. The little kid shoots the arrow through his dad to seal the cat away. But now he's an adult because it's gonna apparently, like, Jeepers Creepers gonna have to be done every 30 years or so. So the cat's back. He's got his arrow. He's got a disciple who will help him, and they're gonna hunt down this evil cat character who can body swap and possess people, like you do, as we just talked about, body possession. There's more of it in here.
This movie's ridiculous. I think the only reason to watch this is for like a so bad it's good watch, like a bad movie watch.
Have a couple beers with your friends and enjoy it.
I don't think I was drunk enough for this. I gave it 2 stars. Aside from watching a so bad it's good movie, I can't really recommend it.
I can. Watch it. Be entertained. Are you not entertained?
I was not. I was confused.
Like fell asleep or something.
All right, Willie, you got a movie for us?
Yeah, I saw quite a few movies, but I saw Lurker, which is a 2025 movie. I ended up able to check that out on Mubi.
Oh, cool.
So I was able to see that one. That one is kind of something similar to what The Weeknd came out with Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's way better.
What's it about?
Basically, it's about a person that worked in retail, and this famous person comes in. They don't know anything about the famous person, and the celebrity takes on adding him to his entourage, which because he felt a very strong connection of friendship with him. So it goes on from there, where this individual gets to know the entourage, like almost like a friendship kind of way, and then all of a sudden he has this kind of feeling that he wants to, be in that relationship a little bit more than just a friend.
So like a stalker type movie.
Yeah.
Okay, is this like a single white female kind of thing?
Almost kind of like that, because later down the line, his friend that's also working in retail wants to join in, and that starts to cause friction, and it goes totally south and very psychological from there.
Very cool. I'm adding this to my watch list. Do you recommend it?
Oh, definitely recommend it.
Awesome. I'll have to check this out. And Tatum, my favorite is the strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper. It's very, very good. I have tried the blackberry. I haven't tried the cherry, but they're all pretty good.
Blackberry is my favorite, but obviously we drink the zero versions. That's just how we be. I would love for Surge to come back, but I want Surge Zero.
Surge Zero?
Yes, because it's so bad for you otherwise.
And Sigma asked, what about Project Hail Mary? So I have read Project Hail Mary. Danny's read it. It is my favorite book of all time, and I'm super excited for the movie coming out in March. So we will tell you how we feel about that movie, which I hope it's going to be amazing. It looks amazing.
If it's half as amazing as the book, then I count it as a success.
It's one of those ones where I can't see them doing a bad job. It's such a good book.
I don't think they can do a better job than Inside My Head, so I'm not hoping for that. I'm just hoping that it's good. Like, I enjoy it.
What should we talk about next?
Speaking of which, did either of you see the movie The Housemaid?
The Housemaid. Yes. So I'm gonna skip up to that.
Oh yeah,
Since we talked about the book, right?
Alright.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. Did you see it?
Yes, I did, and it's actually really good.
Yeah. It's super suspenseful. Honestly, I think they did. Did you read the book?
I didn't read the book, but I did. I did look it up and did some reading of it, and it's like they was pretty spot on with a lot of the stuff in
She
there.
told me what little changes they made, but
Really minor changes. Like sometimes they would do something that's a little more visual than an equivalent scene from the book, which makes sense. I'm going very spoiler free here. And there's a moment at the end that in the book is really chilling with a certain character who's very cold. I think you know who I'm talking about. In the book, that scene is a little bit better. But overall, the movie does a fantastic job. And I honestly think it cleaned up some of the parts of the book that were a little kind of messy.
yeah. Usually a good movie will do that if it's an adaptation.
Tatum says, your beard is amazing, Dan. And so is yours, Willie.
Oh, thank you.
This was really fun. I thought Amanda Seyfried was really good. I'm surprised they cast her because in the book they do describe that she is a bigger gal. She wasn't always that way, and that is kind of it relates to some of the plot of the book. But I thought she did a really good job, especially because we know her from so many things where she's such a heroic character, like Jennifer's Body, or or just fun characters like in Mean Girls. So in this, she plays crazy really well.
Though,
Yeah.
I haven't read the book, so I don't know if it makes sense for the book all that much. But in the movie, it really makes sense for her not to be a bigger girl because of privileges. Let's just say that.
Well, that's actually why in the book.
Yeah, but
Because she's trying to essentially, like why the house is messy.
yeah.
Because she can, because there's somebody in the house. So normally she wouldn't get away with the house being messy either.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully that wasn't too we're skirting areas here.
Yeah.
But Sydney Sweeney, I don't know if she was the best cast, but I mean, she's okay. I think she gets cast in a lot of stuff just because she's pretty. She does a perfectly fine job. The only thing I've ever seen her in where I was like, wow, she actually has talent was Immaculate, where I thought she really did a great job. But in this, she's fine.
I think they were great. The little girl, that's, orange juice is a privilege. That's what the little girl says when she doesn't want to drink out of a dirty cup.
And they got that,
using that.
the guy from Drop, and he was in that It Ends With Us movie where he's usually like the romantic lead. He plays Amanda Seyfried's husband, so he was a great casting choice.
He was a strawberry girl in Drop.
Yeah, he was a strawberry girl.
It's a strawberry milkshake he does.
What did you
his
think
abs
of
say
it?
he don't drink too many of them.
I thought this was really good. I gave it 4 stars. I highly recommend it. I saw the trailer and I thought I wasn't really sure if it was going to be my thing, but I really enjoyed it. It's super suspenseful, and I think it really keeps you on edge.
And I would say no individual twist is the most unique thing ever, but the way they put them all together was just like a great way to tell a story. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I would compare this to like something like Gone Girl, but maybe a bit more fun.
But if you like Gone Girl and you just wanted a little more laughs, then go this way.
Yeah, it's like a fun version of Gone Girl. Hello, Pink.
What's up?
So yeah, we all recommend The Housemaid.
Yes.
Let's see. I have like a billion things open. Do we want to talk about a big movie or some smaller ones?
I'm down.
We watched Joe Bob this month. Oh, wait, no, that's not from Joe Bob.
Well, we rewatched that too.
I rewatched it from Joe Bob.
We have our Joe Bob Blu-ray that has it on it.
So, yeah, we have the Joe Bob Blu-ray, and it does have this movie on it. So we rewatched Mayhem. Have you seen this one?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so this is really fun. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about it, but it's essentially like a virus type movie, but this virus that gets loose in this giant office building makes everybody completely give in to their impulses, like they're animalistic impulses. So if you really hate your coworker, you're probably going to beat him to death with a stapler. If you really want to bone another coworker, you're probably going to do it on the desk. They just completely give in. And then Samara Weaving is there as somebody who's trying to save her house and dealing with the whole bureaucracy of it. And she teams up with Stephen Yeun, who has just gotten canned, and they're all quarantined in this building. And essentially, him and her are working their way up to the top. So it's got kind of like a video game-ish element to it, which I wouldn't expect anything less from Joe Lynch. It's a really good time if you haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah. Really good. Just a lot of violence. The Belko Experiment is very similar, if you've seen that like that, but this is a little more lighthearted and more tongue-in-cheek, but still a great comparison. Yeah, and it's Joe Lynch. I like his humor. I like his violence. He makes good movies that I enjoy. So.
And yes, Tatum, we are going to talk about Scream 7. We're going to get rid of some of these other ones first.
We're working our way there.
That was the last movie I saw in the month. So, Willie, do you got a movie for us?
I did get to see Iron Lung. That was done by
Markiplier.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to see Iron Lung.
I haven't seen that. So what's it about? I don't even know what it's about. I know Markiplier made it. That's about all I know.
Basically, the movie itself is based on a video game of the same name. Okay. It deals with a person that is basically imprisoned into a kind of iron-like sub and dove into an ocean of blood. It's kind of a sci-fi horror where he's supposed to find out some certain items that's down there in the blood. But over time, you get to know the character more as well as the mission. And in between it all, there's a strange creature that's actually in the blood. And you're dealing with that as well. So it gets a little psychological here and there, but it's definitely got lots of blood in it.
So it's a lot of blood.
So did it finally break the record for most blood? Because I know the Evil Dead franchise has been holding on to that record as long as they can.
I don't know if it did or didn't. I know that Markiplier definitely was boasting that it could and will. But I don't know if it actually did. I haven't heard any word about it.
How's Markiplier as an actor?
He was rather decent. He stuck with the character. Didn't go into like any particular accents or anything like that. He just gave it as a raw performance kind of thing.
Nice. Do you think that it's a good movie to see even if you haven't played the game? Like, can you still get into it?
Yeah, it's something like the Doom movie.
Yeah, it's definitely the kind of thing you can actually get into it, because it doesn't just like dive you into it and say, here you go. Yeah. It does a little bit of a backstory talk, expositions here and there, so you get to understand what's going on with the character as well as what's the reason for him to be in there. So you get the idea of what's going on, and also the effects that happens throughout it actually aids in continuing the story too.
Yeah, because most complaint I ever get with people for the Silent Hill movies is unless you've played the game, you probably have no idea what's going on, because that's the whole point of the games are vague and mysterious. So when you make a movie based on something that's vague and mysterious, some people are like, I just can't follow this.
Which I have to ask, did you see the new Silent Hill?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Oh my gosh, you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen that either, and I wanted to see it in the cinema, and I missed out on that one. But this is it, isn't it?
Silent Hill.
Yeah. I missed out on this, which is a bummer because it's got that one bloke from not him. What's his name? I think that one guy is in it.
Mm. But
damn it! Wasn't he on Roswell? I'm probably crazy.
Very much, basically the second game, I think. Which I haven't actually played the remake of the second game, but I have beaten the original for PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360.
Yeah, I guess he's not in it. I'm a crazy person. Anyway, what's this about? Is it like based on Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2?
I think 2.
Basically, it covers Silent Hill 2. And it goes into a bit of a thing where it's not like you're coming to Silent Hill and dealing with the stuff, it was actually like they was actually living in Silent Hill for a little while. Then he moved out, but then got called back because of whatever happened to his girlfriend, and so that starts to be something where it unravels what actually happened. And of course, you get to see all your favorite characters, the Pyramid Head and the nurses and all that
I
other.
love the nurses.
Both Pyramid Head and the nurses have become like a sexy stable for cosplay.
Yeah, I always felt kind of weird. Like, am I supposed to think they're hot? Because they're kind of hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're kind of hot.
It's like, I'm afraid of you, but I'm also a little turned on.
I've got a confused boner.
So, how does it compare to Silent Hill 2? Because I think that's probably the most popular Silent Hill, especially with the reboot.
As far as it goes with that, I know that people love the remake of Silent Hill 2, but the movie is kind of a little messy here and there with trying to make it match that of the video game. But it's still an entertaining watch all the same. It's just that if you're trying to really dive into it and match it with everything that happened in the video game, do not do that, because you will be upset about it.
So if you enjoy it for what it is,
Yeah,
you're gonna have a better time.
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. And for the Love of Horror gifted membership, thank you so much. It's really nice to see you here, Jerry.
Yeah.
And to thank you and Tatum for the super chat. Yes, Tatum, we're going to talk about Scream 7. But, you know, I need you to stick around. So I'm going to just hold it off a bit.
Yeah. That's the main event, so to
Let's
speak.
do another thank you.
Working
Which
there.
one? This one. Thank you. Little ass slapping skeleton for you. Thank you.
Smack them bones.
Slap them bones. So, all right, I'm excited to see this. That sounds really fun.
Speaking of bones, should we talk about Bone Lake?
Oh boy.
Oh,
I don't know if I've recovered from Bone Lake. So Danny's watching Bone Lake in the other room, and I think it's a day when I was working.
I don't know. You were busy doing something.
I was busy doing something, but he's like, "No, you need to come see this." So
You
I
need to
go,
see this open. And she hears me laughing. She's like, "What are you screaming and laughing about?" I'm like, "I'm only like 2 minutes into the movie." But
it was worth it. It was totally worth it.
okay, so this ain't a big spoiler, but as soon as it opens, naked couple running for their life through the woods. Someone's shooting arrows at him. Dude gets an arrow right through the yam bags.
Yam bags. I've never heard that one. Stop it.
And,
Wow.
I'm like, you have to see the opening of this movie because I'm like, it drops dong. It does a whole lot more than that.
This movie does not fuck around. Like, it's like 2 seconds until you get boobs and dong, and then you get an
Bush and-
arrow right through the yam bags, as Danny put it.
And other
I didn't
places.
finish this, but yeah, tell us about Bone Lake.
All right, well, it kind of has a little bit like Barbarian, where these people rented a B&B and they're out there and they're gonna have a real romantic time. But then this other couple shows up and they're like, wait a minute, we rented this B&B.
Like in Barbarian.
Yeah, that's
kind of
that part. The rest of it's not so much like that, but that whole synopsis of setting up the plot. And then you kind of realize this other couple, they're a little hornified, but they're trying to be nice, and they're like, oh yeah, if you want to do anything romantic, just give us the heads up and we'll get out of your hair or whatever. And they decide to go ahead and just share the place. It's huge. But then they start doing weird things, like the other couple just keeps getting accidentally naked in front of them. Like,
Whoops!
oops, I'm naked and I don't have my glasses. Can you hand me my clothes? They're in that basket. Or,
Whoops! All berries.
and then the guy, when the girl goes out there, he's taking a shower on the outside with everything's natural, everything's okay. I don't care. Why be shy? And they're kind of skeezed out, but then there's other random twists.
This movie's not prude at all.
And you kind of just feel like they're in danger at some point. And I won't go farther than that for spoiler reasons, but yeah, it's got
You're
really,
in danger, girl.
really cool, death scenes that the Oscars were going to be appreciating here for some of these death scenes. Not just the one with the yam bags, but There's a whole bunch of other stuff, like people's jaws getting taken out by chainsaws, propellers taken off people's faces. It gets really violent with a lot of people in this. There's a whole bunch of skulls in that lake for a reason.
Yeah, and then there's like what, a cat of nine tails and a bulger.
Yep, there's a lot of kinky stuff, hence the Bone Lake as well. Like bone has a double meaning.
And thank you so much, Tatum. She says, this has been amazing. Thank you, Gory, and to Danny and Willie. Yeah, Willie's awesome. If you're on Letterboxd, you gotta follow him because he watches everything.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Bone Link. What did you think of it, Willie?
Well, Danny pretty much took it away from there. As Bone Lake was a wild ride. It was certainly a weird one, straight from the jump. Once you saw that, it was like, okay, I'm in for this now.
Prudes need not apply. This one, it dips you right into that deep end.
Yeah.
And also, funny enough, there is a different poster than that one that you're showing, where they have a rated R next to the Bone Lake, and it literally says Boner Lake.
Yeah.
Oh!
I was like, oh my god, they just said it right there.
Yep. On purpose, they wanted the rated R thing to be right there.
I love that it's directed by a woman. She seems like my kind of gal, Mercedes Bryce Morgan. I need to finish watching this. What I saw was awesome.
I'd like to go out and have some mimosas with her and just kind of pick her brain on how she came up with
Girls
this.
Weekend, but not at your cabin.
yeah, not at the cabin.
That's awesome.
The mysterious red room. There's a 50 Shades of Grey room in there that they unlock. They're like, I don't know, what's behind this locked door? Yeah, pervy stuff. Okay.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. Very nice. Very evil.
Very nice. Very evil.
I'll grab another older one because we rewatch a lot of stuff, so we'll cover some of those. This is a really fun one, and I was sick early in the month. I wanted a comfort watch. Danny's like, "What you feeling?" And so I went with this one because it always cheers me up. It's You Might Be the Killer. So, and that's not the poster. Here we go. Let's try this one. There we go. You Might Be the Killer. Have you seen this one?
Yep, I definitely saw that one. I saw it when it was actually on Shudder for a little while.
Yeah.
And it was actually pretty good. It's very meta horror for sure.
Oh yeah. If you love like Scream, if you love Final Girls, this is right up your alley.
His was in Final Girls, wasn't he?
He wasn't in Final Girls,
no.
but both him and Allison Hannigan, the two main characters, are in Joss Whedon projects. So he was in Cabin in the Woods.
That's right. Cabin in the Woods.
And he was in Dollhouse.
Yeah.
And of course, Allison Hannigan is in Buffy.
Yeah, he had the extending bong. That's right.
Yes. I had a lot of fun with this. So I don't know if you know the story of how this movie came to be. Here, I changed views on you. There we go. The story of how this movie came to be is really fun. So are you familiar with Chuck Wendig? He's a horror author. He does a lot of great stuff. He's having a Twitter back and forth with one of his friends. And it's really funny. And a lot of people were watching it. And it was kind of like, hey, I'm at summer camp and this is going on. And they're trying to figure out who the killer is. And then finally Chuck Wendig says, dude, you might be the killer. And people had such a good time with it because, they're talking about like all the tropes and stuff, trying to figure out who it was. And he's like, is there a haunted mask? Okay, did you put the mask on? Oh, so they made a whole movie out of it, which is really fun. And of course, Chuck is named after Chuck Wendig, and Chuck is Allison Hannigan. She works at kind of like a nerd store. And her buddy, played by Fran Kranz, Sam, he's at summer camp, and all he really wants is to kind of get back with the girl that he hooked up with last year that he's still got a thing for. But people start dying, like the Kayak King. Steve the Kayak King, right? And it's very, very meta. Also, if you like The Babysitter, has that kind of thing where like graphics will appear on the screen and it'll tell you how many dead counselors there are.
Similar humor too.
Very similar humor, and he's trying to figure out what's going on, and it turns out that he put on a mask that he shouldn't have put on, and he might actually be the killer. But it's really fun and sweet, and it's just, I don't know. I feel weird saying a slasher movie's wholesome, but it just For me, it's just a good time.
There is some wholesome charm to it, but also it's extremely violent.
Like, I could see me being in this situation. I could see one of, like Willie being like, I'm a camp counselor, and calling me up and having this conversation. Be like, what, Willie? Or even vice versa. Willie just being like, no, dog.
So,
like, you're the killer.
If you are the killer, she's probably going to be the final girl, and she's probably going to kill you. Like,
yeah, like she's
you might want to avoid her.
She's telling him all the rules. Like, okay, are there certain weapons? What you need to do now? What the other people are going to do? And it's kind of cute and fun. And I feel like this kind of flew under a lot of people's radars, but it is on Tubi now. So you can watch this for free. I have it on Blu-ray. It's one I watch a lot, but I highly recommend it.
The only complaint I have, though, as much as I love Allison Hannigan, I feel like she kind of just phoned it in with this role.
Oh, boo.
She's on the phone the whole time. She's actually awesome.
Boo. Actually, you know what I see happening? I see you being at summer camp and calling me and Willie at our cool store.
Yeah,
and we're just passing the phone back and forth like, no, dude, you take this.
I'd like to be working at a cool store or being at summer camp. I enjoy both those scenarios.
I just see you accidentally being the killer in something.
I don't know if there's an accident about it, but okay.
Accidentally.
we could honestly set up something similar to this up in Seattle using the Scarecrow video store.
Yeah,
Seriously.
there you go. Scarecrow
Oh
video
my
stores.
gosh. Yes. We should come up with something cool and meta like this. It's really fun. And Tatum, I know you love Scream. If you haven't seen this, treat yourself. Check this out on Tubi. It's so much fun.
Oh yeah.
By the way, every movie I'm talking about tonight, I have logged on Letterboxd, so you can follow me. It's Gory B Movie, all one word. You can follow Danny. It's Horror Addicts. And Wiccaburr, I believe it's just Wiccaburr, right?
Correct.
The link is in the description down below. So, there you go. Check us out on Letterboxd for just all the reviews.
Yeah.
Willie, is there a movie you want to talk about?
Well, I'm looking at my own letterbox because I have a tendency of forgetting my own self.
Oh, yeah.
I have checked out Whistle.
Ooh.
Oh, so you saw Whistle. See, you've got a lot of these new ones. I will say, guys, like I've been saying this a while, times, Willie, you know, because we're buddies, but it's been a hard winter. I lost my job right at the end of
3
October.
days before I lost mine.
Christmas, like we couldn't do anything for Christmas. We had no money, just getting by. I didn't even get my unemployment until like 2 weeks ago because they were processing it, and so we were just living on his unemployment.
Plus family, thank you for helping us.
And
stay
family
afloat.
helping us.
So
and
now we're trying to pay them all back and get things going, but
and then I got this amazing job at Netflix. So
yeah.
like it's gone from things being really bad to things being really, really good. So I'm really happy.
We had to sadly be very picky of what we could see in the theater, but we were like looking at the theater. We see like Whistle and a whole bunch, like 28 Days, all in the theater at the same time. Like there's like 7 horror movies in the theater right now.
But
we can go see one.
I did, I mean, you guys all know I'm Wiccan. Willie's Wiccan too. I did a big ritual trying to fix our financial problems and asking for a job, and I got like my dream job, but I also had a candle on there for you. So, and now you're on the donor list, and so I'm having good feelings. It's going to work out.
Sending out positive energy in all forms.
Yeah. So, exciting. Let's talk about Whistle, though, because I didn't get to see this. There we go. Whistle.
So, Whistle is basically a cursed object type of movie. And it had to deal with, just a basic death whistle from the ancient times.
Like an Aztec whistle?
Yeah, it was basically like an Aztec whistle. So anyone who blow it will basically summon death.
To themselves or just those around them?
Well, anyone who hears it will basically get death put upon them.
Oh. All right.
So it just depends on what type of death that's going to be coming from them, because it'll vary in very, very brutal ways. So
is this like Wish Upon? Because Wish Upon had some cool deaths.
Sounds
it's kind of like Wish Upon, but also at the same time it has a little bit of tarot in it too.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be a little campy, but at the same time the deaths are it gets brutal on some of those deaths.
Kind of
like
sounds
a
like the
fun,
monkey a
like-
little bit then. Like,
It seems
'cause
kind of like a fun slumber party kind of movie.
monkey, they
Yeah.
play the monkey and then someone dies.
The monkey,
Usually
yeah.
they're pretty brutal deaths. So, but yeah, I've been wanting to see this, so hopefully I'll see it soon.
So do you recommend it?
I will recommend it if you enjoy if you enjoy those type of movies,
Mhm.
because otherwise, you're gonna find it a bit of a, kind of like, oh, this is just a typical formulaic movie where these people is going to die just because of this and ABC kind of thing. But it's actually a pretty fun movie.
Yeah,
So you got to be down for the concept and willing to have fun with it.
kind of simple. Oh, these people are all doomed, but maybe we'll enjoy their doom.
Yeah.
It can be done well. Sometimes those movies are a miss for me, but honestly, I don't matter the premise as long as it's just done in a fun and entertaining way.
It sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
I'm excited to check it out when it comes out to streaming because I don't think it's at our cinema anymore.
Yeah.
All right, next horror one that's on my list. Oh boy, do we want to talk about this?
Yeah, we saw this with Joe Bob. Let's talk
So
about
we
Joe
watched
Bob now.
Joe Bob.
Last Drive-In.
Huge Joe Bob fan. And what was this month's theme?
Haunted houses.
Haunted houses. And this is a
Buildings,
classic.
right.
This is such a classic. I got this poster in my living room, which you would know, Willie, when you get better and you can come visit. But this is such a great poster. I love Vincent Price so much. Whenever, because back in the 80s, if it came on TV, you had to sit down and watch it right then. So my mom would call me like, "Hey Lee, Vincent Price is on TV," and I'd run and we'd go watch The Black Cat or something.
Yeah.
I love him so much. He's got so much screen presence. He's so good in this as like the snarky husband who's trying to like take his wife down.
They talk about killing each other so casually, and it's like
Yes, but he's
it's like a
got
little
so
joke.
much charisma.
Yes, he's what sells this movie, to be honest. Like, if you didn't have Vincent Price in this movie, it would not be the classic that it is. Like, he is the main attraction to this. There's obviously skeletons on strings and vats of acids on the floor and other ghosty things that happen, but it's Vincent Price who just makes this a classic.
And watching with Joe Bob was so much fun.
Yeah.
And he mentioned that the exterior of the house is so unusual looking, and I guess it's in LA, so I'm going to have to check that out next time I'm down in LA.
Big Ronnie's going to have to take us on another ghost tour. Like, horror shot location tours like he always does.
And just William Castle movies. I love William Castle and I love Dark Castle, which was run by his son. So William Castle, he did tons of movies like The Tingler, House on Haunted Hill, and there's a movie called Matinee.
Oh yeah,
With
John Goodman.
And that's really based on him. He tried to make going to the theater like this kind of amusement park kind of experience. So in House on Haunted Hill, when the skeleton comes up, the skeleton would like fly through the cinema to scare people. In The Tingler, the seats actually had a small electric charge in them. So
They'd make skeletons fly down like aisleways. They do all kinds of stuff and make it just like a fun experience. That's like, people ask me like, oh, where if you could go back in time, where would you want to go? I'm like, usually I don't want to go back in time except to see some movies.
honestly,
like,
same.
when they came
Like,
out.
I think Willie and I can agree the past
For more
wasn't
reasons than
great for women or people of color, but I
yeah.
would like to go see some movies.
But also just,
True.
You could die so much easier back then. Like, and everything was
That's
gross and
true.
dirty and everything. There was no central air. There's like, it sounds like it's awful, but obviously for more important reasons for other people.
Yeah, I'd
But
like to
it's
go
like-
see Psycho with an audience seeing it for the first time, and I'd love to see a William Castle movie.
Yes, so that's usually what I would use a time machine for. Probably just go to theaters.
And then the Dark Castle ones, like they did the remakes of House on Haunted Hill, and I think those are all really underrated and fun. What are your thoughts on House on Haunted Hill?
Oh, House on Haunted Hill is a favorite for me.
Like
The-
a chicken soup kind of movie, right?
Oh yeah, the way they have it all set up with between the person that's constantly saying, this house is haunted. You have to get out. Basically they did Crazy Ralph before Crazy Ralph became a thing.
Yes!
Exactly.
I actually have a shirt that has Vincent Price on it. It says, "There will be food and drinks and ghosts." Like, this movie knows it's cheesy and it kind of owns it, but they never play it for laughs. They play it completely straight, and so it works really well. It's just a really good time.
And I don't know if the trope is older than this, but I'm assuming this is the beginning of the whole, you'll get this much money if you stay in the haunted house for the whole night.
Definitely one of them.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that's older. I might be wrong, but...
I know Psycho was the first one where they wouldn't let you in the theater after it started because they didn't want you to spoil the ending.
Mm-hmm.
So. But, yeah, William Castle did lots of fun little things.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other movie we watched with Joe Bob that night.
His set manager kept hitting him with a fake skeleton, and he was like, "Look at these
Yeah.
effects!" And it was really annoying. Joe Bob was like, "God damn it!"
Did you watch it with Joe Bob this last month?
No, I didn't get a chance to see it, unfortunately.
So on Shudder.
I'm usually busy dealing with my dialysis on Fridays,
Yeah.
so.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, the replay comes up on Sundays.
The following Sunday.
So you can always catch that, which I kind of like because then I can pause it and stuff. I have ADD, so I constantly need to rewind things or I miss something.
Rewatch it a lot too, just because a lot of times I'm also
you
just
can watch it on
tweeting
your phone while you're having dialysis, so you're not bored.
A lot of the mutant fam get on there and they have Instagram and Twitter or whatever, and they're talking to each other. So I'm doing a lot of that, but obviously having fun. But I like to rewatch it again just to in case
it's
I
fun to
missed
watch it
anything.
live. But you can catch the replay.
Mm-hmm.
And the other movie they showed was The Innkeepers. Have you seen this one? It's one of the OG Ty West films.
Oh yeah, that one was one of the good ones when Ty West was just starting out with a lot of his stuff.
He was a little more simmered down at this point, though. He didn't got a little hyper later.
Simmer down, Ty.
This
love
is a
this
slow
poster,
burn.
by the way. It's got to be one of the coolest posters.
This is Ty West with a very slow burn here. So.
Yeah, this is a slow burn. If you guys haven't seen it, it's this hotel that's closing up real soon. The two people who run it, one of them, this younger girl, Sarah Paxton, she is interested in ghosts and stuff, and she wants to kind of investigate and see if there's anything there. And the other guy kind of plays along with it, but he's not as into it as her. He's more into her. And then they have a guest who's Kelly McGillis, who's a bit of a celebrity. But aside from that, the hotel's really kind of empty. And then they start to find some kind of disturbing things happening. Mm-hmm. And she's really going down this rabbit hole trying to investigate it.
And like most horror, don't go into the basement.
Yeah.
No matter what genre of horror, subgenre it is, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those, don't go poking your nose in things that you know are dangerous. So it's that's what I always say about Ouija boards. You're screwed either way. If it works, horrible things are going to happen to you, and if it doesn't work, you're just bored. There's no good outcome. So
if the ghost knows where treasure is buried, then it might tell me.
Danny, nobody who's ever used a Ouija board was told where treasure is.
That's not
all right?
true.
They're told to get
rich?
out. They're told I'm gonna kill your whole family. They're told that gonna make your walls bleed.
A lot of the times it's both. But how do you think where old money comes from? All right, it comes from
Ouija
ghosts
boards
that know where it's buried.
Have you seen The Exorcist? You know better.
That was a demon. Pazuzu.
Pazuzu.
He was also buried with treasure.
Adam says The Innkeepers rocks. Yeah, it's a really good. I think a ghost story should be kind of a slow burn, and it definitely gives you that. What are your thoughts on The Innkeepers, Willie?
This was definitely a slow burn, so it's your kind of jam. It's definitely worth checking out. Yeah. And also when it gets to that finale, oh boy, that finale just it's yes.
And it feels very realistic too, which is nice. It feels very rooted in reality. So if you want a little sprinkling of paranormal, but not too much, this movie's got you covered.
Yeah. And then since it is a slow burn, it kind of really helps you at the time where you finally get all that supernatural. It actually is slowly ingrained into you so you can believe it. That's why it feels so real.
And Gory says, you're a mom. How do you stay strong? Please let me know. I'm a mess. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. My son's 21, so my responsibilities are much less than they used to be. But I will say, if you're like me and you're a person who tends to retreat and goes into their little hidey hole when things get bad, don't do that. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to your support system. That's going to keep you strong. And there's nothing weak about reaching out to people that care about you. And finding something to laugh about, even if it's just a silly movie or a TV show. Just finding something to keep your spirits up. Honestly, Willie deals with a lot more stuff than I do. What is your advice, Willie?
My advice is to basically just find a positive in a lot of things, because even though the negative is out there and it will be out there to try to bring you down, you do have positivity and positive stuff out there that is not within just within you, but also within others that gives you your support.
100%. Tatum, just let the internet raise the kid. Yeah, I mean, pop them in front of some Coca-Melon. There you go. And he says, I like when a filmmaker has more ideas than money and has to make it work. I agree. I think Ty West is definitely somebody who really feels like kind of a scrapper. Like, he has these great ideas and he finds a way to translate them to the screen in really creative ways.
Nothing annoys me more than someone who has too much money but no ideas.
Yeah, there are unfortunately a lot of movies like that.
I have tons of ideas, and I would love to have some money to help make them.
Willie, oh, sorry. Do you got a movie for us?
Well, I also checked out, not checked out, but I actually revisited the Stepford Wives,
Oh,
nice.
which one?
the 1975 one.
That is
Ooh.
such a good one. Have you read the book by Ira Levin?
I have.
That's got to be one of the most chilling books I've ever read. And what's crazy about the movie and the book is how much of the future it got right. Because the movie's in 1975. I think the book was not too long before it. And like flat screen TVs, so much of what we have now, he predicted in this book. But it's so creepy. Like, there's just a presence in this movie and the book, too, that is just so unnerving. Talk about the Stepford Wives.
So basically, the Stepford Wives is set in the 70s. So they are in that era where there was women getting trying to find empowerment, while also feminism going on within there too. And they tried to the family tried to move out of the city into this rural kind of suburban area called Stepford. And everything is so picture perfect and everything's all friendly and stuff, but unfortunately there is more secrets that hides underneath it, that leads into quite the psychological little switch up, and it doesn't end pretty for the people that's there.
Yeah, this movie, it really has a lot of commentary on that whole, like, little housewife thing. A more recent movie that tried to do but not as well was Don't Worry, Darling, where there's this idea that a woman's place is to keep the house clean and manage the kids and do all these things, and it's a job that never ends. You're supposed to do it all around the clock and do it with a smile and look fantastic, and that's just not very realistic. And in the 70s, a lot of women were starting to push back and being like, no, we're not robots.
Yeah.
We have needs too. We gotta take breaks and take care of ourselves. And this movie, it did it in such a great way, and it's so impressive that both the movie is directed by a man and the book was written by a man, and it really nailed a lot of these topics.
Yeah.
In a really effective way, and it's so chilling, like just really, really chilling. And I find like there's something really creepy about these like perfect suburban neighborhoods, because nothing's that perfect.
Yeah.
You're waiting for the other shoe to drop. So whenever I see a perfect household or a perfect neighborhood in reality or in a movie, I'm just like, nope, what's going on?
I feel like Get Out was kind of a spin on this type of whole
Get
trope.
Out is,
Like,
yeah.
It was like, what's kind of Stepford Wife, but
Like,
obviously
even in the beginning when he's
not
walking
wives.
down the street and he's like, the suburbs.
Yeah.
I'm like, because he's creeped out because he knows somebody could cause problems for him.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a different kind of
whole
scary than the
Leave
city.
It to Beaver fantasy that with the white picket fence and dad with the grill, but it's not. It was good for maybe the patriarchy, I guess, is who it was good for.
Yeah, like
'cause everybody else was under their thumb.
in the city, I feel like the dangers are more overt,
Uh-huh.
and it makes sense to be alert. But in the suburbs, it's like it's hidden. Like another good example is The Girl Next Door, where something so horrible happened, and it happened in real life, and nobody suspected anything because it's such a nice neighborhood and they're such nice people.
Yeah, like I feel like the whole like these Stepford wives were kind of where Karens in a sense came from too, like these entitled women who were told that's how they had to be, and like so they've like led their life to try to be that, and the pressures of being that is very hard because it's not a reality, but they have no control, so they try to throw any power they have at anybody they can that like they can complain to, like somebody who's working for them or a minority that they don't like in their neighborhood or whatever,
and just what women's roles are in general. Like this movie talks about it a lot, like, you know, is it a waste of time for a woman to devote her time to creating art or pursuing her own pursuits, or are we strictly just here to serve men?
Make babies, baby factory, basically.
I made one.
Yeah, which, hey, if you want to. It's awesome that you can, but you shouldn't have anybody telling you that's your only purpose, you know?
Yeah, thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
dinner too.
And the fun thing about this was that when I rewatched it, I was like, "Wait a minute, this kind of feels familiar." And then I looked at all the other movies that I saw in the past. I was like, "Wait a minute, this seems similar to Companion." And wait, it feels like Don't Worry, Darling. I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
Don't Worry, Darling, Companion, a lot of these movies, because I think the whole idea of this, and that's why I really hate like the whole, I don't want to get political, but the whole like Make America Great Again. Who was it great for exactly? Because it wasn't great for women.
White patriarchy.
You know, women were expected to be essentially unpaid servants. And to do it with a smile and to do it looking fabulous. And that's just not realistic. We're human beings. And so I really hate this whole idea that the 50s was this perfect American time, because I really don't think it was. I think maybe, like, and I think there are still some people who think the idea of a woman who's just there to take care of everything, which I get it. You're working all day. You don't want to come home and have to do more stuff. But unfortunately, in modern America, that's just something we all contribute to, you know.
Besides, aren't we supposed to have like Rosie the robot by now? Like,
yeah, right.
Like, she's supposed to be doing all that stuff.
Get one of those fucking Roombas, okay? Or just accept that things aren't perfect, and tonight you're ordering pizza.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, this is definitely, I think it's a great movie to like start conversations about stuff.
I've only seen this version like I think once, and that was a while ago. I should go back and revisit it.
That's really good.
I've seen the remake like several times.
The one with Nicole Kidman?
That one's good too.
It's not as good.
I like it, but that one's a little more tongue-in-cheek. This one is actually genuinely really creepy.
This one's really, the ending of this movie I think is the creepiest part.
So.
Oh yeah.
It also kind of makes me think of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, especially kind of the ending. You know, and you know, you can get into like the whole like McCarthy era thing too. Like you can even see this as like a parallelism for like that whole era where they were trying to suss out who the communists were, you know, and you don't know if you can trust anybody. So I think you can have so many different reads of this movie. It's just really layered and insightful.
Plus, you know, Japan's getting closer and closer to making, like, sex bots that actually can make you dinner and stuff, so...
Really?
It's getting there.
I want a sex bot that make me dinner.
Who doesn't, right?
Are you guys pro bot that will make you dinner?
Fold your laundry for you and all that stuff.
I don't know if I need a sex bot. I did see this one video where it was a bot that's folding laundry, but it took like 5 minutes to fold one shirt.
Yeah, they're trying. Japan's got the whole sex down great, apparently, but they can't do your chores quite yet. They're getting there.
Yeah. But it's a good one. I think if you're into that kind of creepy, like, how would you describe it, Willie?
I mean, if you're into the kind of, like, sci-fi horror thriller that kind of dabbled a little bit here and there in the 70s, then that's definitely up your alley. And I mean, plus on top of that, you're dealing with a movie that's a little bit is like basically female driven. So actually a good choice for Women of Horror Month. So hey,
yeah, 100%. This is a great Women of Horror Month, which now it's Women of Horror like year, which is pretty cool. So it's like all the time. And Quirix here. What's up?
What's up?
Next movie we're gonna talk about is. Let's see, what else did we watch, Danny? Ooh, a new one. See, we watch new movies. We're hip too, Willie. We are also the hip.
Yeah, we had to be.
Did you see
It
this?
was a rough time of theater.
I
times.
actually got to see that when I went out to see a couple of other movies because the AMC by me was actually doing an early access.
Ooh,
Oh wow.
nice.
So I actually got to see that before it even came out. So I was kind of lucky for that one.
That's
And
awesome.
and oh boy, this was like Sam Raimi top tier right here.
I
It
agree.
really was.
Back to his true form.
What would you
Exactly.
guys say are some of the Sam Raimi staples that he brings back in this movie?
Unrealistic amount of gore and blood sometimes.
Dabbling a little bit of his Evil Dead into it.
Yeah, it's almost like slapsticky Three Stooges, Looney Tunes type gore violence.
I agree, and you definitely have that here, that kind of sensibility. And I loved the behind the scenes stuff because they just talk about like how great he is to work for and how he's one of those big celebrities that doesn't seem to know he's a big celebrity. So I always like to hear about that. This was a lot of fun. So the basic premise is a lot like the video games I play. There's a plane crash, and these two co-workers who do not get along are crashed on an island. And to make matters worse, she is now working for this guy. He's a very young guy. She's like a woman in her 40s. He's like in his 20s. He's inherited the company from his father, who is Bruce Campbell. And his father has passed away. And
see pictures, and there's a portrait.
he's more interested in just things being cool and slick and, you know, working out his way. And he doesn't have a lot of respect for her because she is she's a little frumpy. She's a little weird. She's super into Survivor. She has a pet bird.
Tuna on her mouth.
She eats a lot of tuna,
Stinky.
but she's a hard worker, and he just doesn't really have a lot of respect for that and makes fun of her a lot. And he invites her on this trip to essentially get what he can from her, and then he's probably going to let her go.
She is a little socially awkward and a little socially delusional. Like, she's
Yeah.
telling her bird that, ooh, he flirted with me at the Christmas party. Like,
What?
it might go somewhere. He's definitely... She can't read the room.
Girl, he's too young for you. What are you talking
and
about?
not into you. But she is a hard worker. She has a lot of things that he should appreciate about her. But I don't know.
Can I just say something? I know I have had this rant so many times on this channel, but I feel like it should be like against the rules for celebrities, you know, male or female, to put Botox in your face. It freezes your face up to where you can't make expressions, and your job is to make expressions. Those tiny little micro expressions that make the difference. And really great actors like Nicole Kidman and stuff, I can't tell if they're constipated or scared because their faces don't move anymore. And I'm all for people doing whatever you want to do to make you feel good, but it limits your ability to emote. And I love that Rachel McAdams has so much expression in this. She is here to act. She is here to show you emotion. She doesn't care how she looks. If she's covered in gore, whatever. If she looks silly because she's got tuna on her face, she's not vain in the way that I feel like a lot of celebrities, and I know there's a lot of pressure, and I know it's not as simple as that, but I love that she came here to work and she did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Quirk says this movie was funny as hell. I agree. I was also really impressed by Dylan O'Brien, who, I mean, I've seen him in The Maze Runner, and I liked him in Teen Wolf. I used to watch that with my son, but I mean, I'd never seen him do any, like, real acting. And in this, like, he's got the tears, he's got the anger, he's got the squirminess. Like, he's got a full range in here. And
the entitlement.
It was just these two people, the way they collide in this movie, it was really cool to just see some really good acting and still have a great time. Like, this is also just a really good time, but it's psychological, it's gory, it's got so many things in it.
And you're stuck on this island with both of them, and like, she's like got a lot of qualities, but I'm not rooting for her in a lot of ways either, though, because she's, you know, a little unhinged, and I'm not rooting for the ship between the two of them, and I know that she's up to stuff, like, so you don't want to root for her, but he's a complete douchebag that's unlikable, so it's like,
Yeah,
I'm not rooting for him either. I'm kind of stuck on an island with him, but I am entertained, so.
It's not simple. It's not like there's a good guy and a bad guy. These people are very layered and complicated, and it's kind of like what happens when somebody's stripped down to their core. And when you're put on a desert island and you have no resources and you're just in survival mode, you find out what people's core is and what people are willing to do to survive. And it's pretty scary. And I think that's ultimately what this movie is about.
Yeah, and like I said, she was kind of like socially inept, but now the social ranking has been stripped to nothing. So it's like his status doesn't mean anything anymore. Like,
I love how she's making freaking hats and stuff. Like, she is just doing.
He's struggling on his bad leg to even make something that resembles like shelter.
See, that's the thing. I've played like The Forest and Sons of the Forest and all that, and I like to think, yeah, if I got stranded on a desert island, I got you, babe. You know, I would try. I would lay everything out on a tarp and be like, hit the A button.
Yeah, you should be like, go stand over there, then wait for the prompt. The prompt will tell you which action button to use.
I would be more like Dylan O'Brien, be like, okay, this is how it's supposed to look. Why doesn't it work? Make a fire. Why isn't it working?
Like, in theory, you would know exactly what to do, but
I mean, I think a lot of us do.
It's a lot different.
We've all seen Castaway. We've seen the movies. We know we're supposed to make a shelter and stuff, but I think it's a lot harder to do than it looks.
I was hoping she'd find Wilson. Maybe, he would have stayed on the island with her. It's floating around out there somewhere.
This was so fun, though. I love how gory it was. It had a lot of fun twists in it. I definitely didn't see the ending coming, and I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Yeah. So.
What were your thoughts on this, Willie?
Brutal.
Definitely had some funny moments as well as some gory moments along with it. The two leading characters was definitely solid choice. And like just seeing her coming out of nowhere, just creating stuff was just like, how?
I love
like sometimes she just like totally appear with a mug with her name on it. I'm like, where the hell did that come from?
The part where they're watching her like survival video, because my friend I used to work for, he made a video for himself to audition for Survivor, so I totally relate to knowing someone who does that. They were so mean about it though. I was like, aw, like, because I actually think it's cool. It's like, yeah, I would laugh a little bit, but not in a mean way. I'd be like, that's awesome,
I think something else I liked about this movie is because they make fun of her for liking Survivor. They make fun of her for being this person who's into this stuff, but sometimes the thing that makes you weird is the thing that makes it to where you succeed. Sometimes your weird thing will make you be really successful in business, or it can make you survive on an island if you're stranded. So, I feel like there's a little message in here about kind of like embrace your weird, because it might just save your life.
Yeah. So, I love how there was an abundance of evidence, like in her bookshelf, to let us know that she's going to be good at this stuff. Kind of a movie trope, but you know what? I don't care.
I liked it. It was fun. The ending is a little winky.
Kind of would have wanted to see it a little more than what I got. Like, I wanted to see a little more of that, but oh well.
But I love that Sam Raimi sensibility. I love Drag Me to Hell and the Evil Dead films, and I feel like we got a lot of that. I like that he's a director that definitely has a style that comes through, whether it's Send Help, Evil Dead, or Spider-Man 2. Yeah. And I like seeing the Sam Raimi fingerprints on it. Just make me happy.
First time I saw Spider-Man 2 and that whole like operating table scene with Doc Ock killing all the surgeons or whatever, the doctors, and I'm like, yep, there's the Sam Raimi I know. Like, they didn't advertise it as a horror movie, but there's that scene.
Here's the thing. Like, I work in the tech industry and I work with a lot of younger people. So I can relate to Linda here. Right? Where you have a lot of younger people, and most of the time people I work with are pretty respectful. I haven't had to deal with like her particular predicament here, but she's all crushing on him. And in the reality, yes, Dylan O'Brien, we know you have abs, but this is Rachel McFucking Adams. Okay, she was in fucking Mean Girls. You let her step on you and you say thank you, mommy.
Yeah, step on my neck, mommy.
Like, what are you doing, my friend?
Energy.
She is gorgeous. Stop complaining. You're stuck on a desert island with Rachel McAdams, and she's making you food.
I think it's funny that you like mentioned how people don't think Raimi acts like he's like famous or anything. He's not, but because if you read the Bruce Campbell books, he always calls him Mr. Hollywood, who thinks he's a total diva. And so, I think he's teasing because it's his best friend. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I wonder what other people would say about him. So
but I love that Easter egg where they show his office and the picture of his dad, and it's Bruce Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
So we should all have that kind of friendship in our lives.
Yeah.
It's super cool. Highly recommend it. 4 stars.
Yes.
You guys can throw in your star ratings whenever you want to.
Pretty sure I gave it 4. Close to
But
it.
it's a 4 for me too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Willie, you got another movie for me?
Well, let me go over here and look for it real quick.
What's on your shirt, by the way?
Oh, this is the Crypticon.
Crypticon! That's what I
Nice.
thought it was. That's awesome. Which year is
Yeah,
that?
This is the 2022 one.
Very
Nice.
cool. I got my Horrified shirt. Little Stranger Things. A little bit of Ghostface, Michael Myers. Pretty good. Jason.
Slashers playing poker.
Yeah.
They play for keeps.
You're coming to Crypticon this year, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, so cool. You're going to
I
get
mean,
to meet
shoot.
our buddy. We have a friend from Philadelphia who's coming all the way out for his very first Crypticon. He has a
nice.
channel, the Horror Miser Monty G, so we're super stoked.
Yeah. He's been
Cool.
on both of our channels. and
Yeah.
stuff, so.
So that's cool. We have never met him in person, so it's really cool when we have like YouTube friends that we get to meet in person. So, but you're one of our friends that we know in person that we then interacted with on the internet. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Worlds will collide.
So, one more before eventually we're going to have people demanding to see to talk about Scream
we're
7.
getting there, dude. We're getting there.
I actually got to see Psycho Killer.
Oh, how was that?
Psycho Killer was pretty good. It dealt with, a psycho killer that went ahead and did a whole bunch of killings along the highway in the Midwest. And unfortunately, this female cop runs into this psycho killer.
Georgina Campbell, right?
Yeah,
No.
that
Barbarian.
that unfortunately did the trope of killing her loved one, so she seeks revenge. So we get that going on while she tries to understand why the psycho killer is doing what he's doing and seeing if he is either a copycat or the actual original.
Oh. I see some Malcolm McDowell's in here, so was it good? Was it worth checking out?
Oh, it was good, and oh my god, Malcolm McDowell, oh my god,
What?
he pulled some Rob Zombie type of acting up in that one. It was, oh my goodness.
My heart. Did they play the song Psycho Killer?
By the Talking Heads? That's what I want to know.
Unfortunately, no.
No way.
That was a missed opportunity that I ever saw one.
Well, now, if it's a 5-star movie, I'm only going to be able to give it 4.
Behind the Mask had that song. The rights can't be that expensive.
Yeah, Behind the Mask played it.
Dude.
I don't know.
So what made this
Maybe
a
they
good
spent all their
movie?
money
Where like the
elsewhere.
kills really good? Was it suspenseful? Like what worked in it?
The suspense was really good. The design of the psycho killer was good, as you can see right there.
Yeah.
It didn't dive into a certain way that you would think it would be, basic genetic type of horror. It actually kind of had a bit of a deviation into like almost a satanic panic type of feel.
Interesting.
And
I
also,
see the upside down cross on his
Yeah,
chest there.
that makes sense.
yeah, and also at the same time, it also kicked into almost a feeling similar to Long Legs, where it was like a cop going against this mysterious killer and trying to understand him while trying not to be a part of him, type of feeling.
Okay.
That sounds cool. I'm gonna absolutely have to check that. Did you see that one in the cinema?
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, let's see what else I got. So hopefully it's something good. I gotta go check my letterbox, so we'll see. Do we want to talk about that or no?
That's how we spent our Valentine's Day. Why not?
Yeah. So as you guys know, in the B Movie Coven, we do movie nights every month. And so we're going to talk about the movie we watched last month. The next movie night, though, will be on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. We're going to be watching Leprechaun and paying tribute to Mark Jones, the director who sadly passed away. But thank you, everybody who is a part of the B Movie Coven, who supports the channel, including Willie. Willie is part of the B Movie Coven.
That's awesome. So yeah,
let's
we
talk
did
about
this for your watch party. So,
this was last month's. It was a poll, and this is what everyone picked because of the romance.
yeah, we played this on Friday the 13th on your watch
Return
party.
of the Living Dead. This is another one where it's kind of confusing because she's got glass sticking out of her, but she's still really hot.
Yeah, but she'll penetrate you with those.
So, have you seen this one?
Yes, I definitely have seen this one. I actually have it over here in my collection.
Nice.
Because they came out with it on a Blu-ray through Ventron Videos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely went and nabbed that because who's going to say no to a Brian Usna directed movie?
I know, right? And the special effects are so good. I feel like Brian Usna does a lot of good body horror. And so in this one, it's a little less campy than, say, like the original Return of the Living Dead. But it's the same kind of thing. There's trioxin gas. It brings people back. This guy, his dad, works on this base where they have the trioxin. Mm-hmm. And his girlfriend is super, like, she's into, like, risky stuff and things that are dangerous, and she just wants to see, like,
we're gonna experiment on animals in there. We gotta go check it out.
On animals, and so she just wants to do things that are dangerous because they live in a small town, and she's just looking for something exciting.
Her Blossom hat just ain't cutting it no more.
And they get there and they see freaking zombies, and she's like, "Oh, dude!" And she's like, super excited. But on the way back, she decides to do some things you don't do on a motorcycle. you don't go grabbing on people when they're on a motorcycle.
Playing with a stick shift.
Motorcycles are dangerous anyway, guys. All right, don't make it worse. And wear a freaking helmet, okay? I don't care what it does to your hair. Wear a helmet. At any rate, she dies. And then he's like, what? I gotta get Julie, and I gotta get her some trioxin in her so she can come back and be my zombie lover. And she does. But then you know what he has to do? He has to be a total doof and is all like, ooh, why you want to eat people now that you're a zombie? Dude, you knew what you were getting into. Don't come crying to me about girls wanting to eat people now that they're zombies. And she's a nice zombie. She finds out that if she gives herself pain, she will not crave the flesh of her boyfriend.
Yeah,
so she's
a
sticking glass in. She's making this cool necklace, and it makes her super hot.
First she was kind of cutting herself, but then they run afoul of some criminals in a convenience store, and then they get kind of chased down into the sewers, and it just kind of goes to hell from there. So.
Dude, I feel so bad for the guy who, like, risks his life to help them for nothing. Don't help teenagers who are in a horror movie situation. They will not pay you back.
You didn't need to stick your nose in their problems.
No, if you are minding your own business, and even if you think you can help these teenagers who are in a horror movie situation, just don't. Don't warn them. Don't do nothing. Just look the other way.
Wow.
Teenagers be getting themselves killed is what they be doing.
Yeah.
And those that help them. But
I love Jamie. I feel like it should be a drinking game every time Jamie Hart says, I saw that's in the theater. That's so cool. I saw this. Where I lived, it didn't come in the theater, but it did go to the video store, so I rented this from Blockbuster.
Yeah, I loved the first one, so I remember I rented like 2 and 3 at the same time, and I was like, 3 was more fun. 2 was just kind of a rehash of the first one, but not as good.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Highly recommend. Thoughts, Willie?
3 is definitely a good one. It's a zombie movie, but also at the same time, it has that touch of body horror as well. When dealing with all the body modifications that she goes through just to kill off her craving.
And the Riverman too, he has some unwanted body modifications at the end there too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah,
I mean,
for a low budget movie, the special effects of this are pretty great.
Oh, they're astounding.
Very.
I also just like I pointed out when we were watching, it's like back then too, like these movies that were a little more under budget for their time, and a lot of them went straight to video, but they had like all these cool and crazy locations that they would film in. Like the movie didn't stay in one spot the whole time. Nowadays, usually that is a huge trope, and I get it. It's usually the best way to get your movie greenlit is to say it's all 90% in the same location because they know that it'll save a lot of budget. But I missed when like movies just were big adventures that went everywhere.
And for me, when did you first see this movie, Willie?
I have to say I probably seen this movie when it came out. Not in theaters, but more so like when it was a VHS.
Yeah.
because I always went over to the video store that was nearby where I was living in Rhode Island, and I always picked out like certain horror movies that came out that was relatively new, or some of the classic ones.
See, that's the same thing for me. My brothers and I, like, our parents liked a lot of horror movies, but they didn't like some things that were like slashers or things like this. They wouldn't be into that were not like as mainstream, so to speak. So like that's where I found a lot of things that were just my movies. And so it brings back a lot of nostalgia to watch movies like this or the Dentist movies I found on my own just because they had an awesome cover at the video store, you know?
Exactly. That's
Yep.
why I rented like 2 and 3 right together. Video store rental probably around 95. This came out in 93, so I probably rented around 94, 95. But my dad would be a little more picky on what he'd let me rent, but I'd always go to my mom's house on weekends and watch my sister, and she didn't care. She'd take us to the video store, she'd tell me to pick out 2 or 3 movies, and then she'd be like, you're watching your sister, where I go out for the night.
And the other thing, too, where I moved from, which you can see where I grew up, they do show parts of it in World War Z, because it was an Air Force base, and they did nuclear testing, which explains so much about me. But it's now all overgrown. But we had one big grocery store, and we had a tiny little bitty video store that also had like stationery supplies and stuff. It wasn't a big selection. So when I came to America and we had a Blockbuster, I'm like kidding, in a candy store. Like, it was so cool. So this is just a movie I have so many fond memories of, and it's just like this perfect time capsule movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, there's just all these cool straight-to-video movies you'd find at mom and pop video stores back in the day.
And Kurik, he watched this with us on Valentine's Day. He said we popped his Return of the Living Dead cherry. I'm so glad, dude. I'm so glad. I'm kind of curious, like, what were your thoughts in seeing this for the first time now? Because for me, I associate this with the 90s so much.
Yeah, exactly. It's so 90s. Like I said, she's wearing a Blossom hat in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
She, like, throws it to her friend, and, like, they drive off on the motorcycle.
My mom watched it for the first time during the watch party, and I don't think she got it, dude.
Yeah.
Try not to yawn. I've been going to bed super early lately. I'm like an old person.
We are old.
All right. Next movie.
Okay,
So the next day, on actual Valentine's Day, we went to the theater.
This was
to
so
see
romantic.
The perfect movie to see on Valentine's Day.
Did you see this movie? Of course you saw this movie.
Yep, I got to see the movie early, actually, before it actually came out in theaters. But yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's actually got quite the Bram Stoker Dracula type of feel, but it definitely goes its own way with a lot of the scenes.
It definitely paid a lot of homage to Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula. I mean, even just like the hairstyles of Dracula, it follows the beats of the novel pretty well. But if you've read the novel, the romance aspect that's introduced in Francis Ford Coppola's, where Dracula thinks that Mina is a reincarnation of his beloved, that is not in the book.
Yeah.
The book, it's more like a whole bunch of dudes gonna giddy up and we're gonna go get us a Dracula. That's what the book is. So it's more along the lines of like Salem's Lot. Whereas, you know, this one, it's like, hey, I really like that romance aspect. Let's expand this into a whole movie. And for me, this movie reminded me a lot of Subspecies, especially Subspecies 2, The Bloodstone.
Because they had the little gargoyles, which were kind of his version of Subspecies. And, like, the Nosferatu's is more like, well, she's your wife's now my wife or fiance. Like, it's kind of creepy takey. Where this one is the first time where I'd say, you know for a fact that they are in love, and these humans are kind of just all in the way.
Yeah.
So.
And he's a lot less creepy. So, I mean, I still love Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula more than this one, but this is so far one of my favorites of the year. But, you know, in Francis Ford Coppola's, like, you know, he does some pretty bad stuff to Lucy, and we're like, dude, you know, I don't know if I'm taking you back if I'm Mina, to be honest.
Right.
But in this one, he's only got eyes for his lady.
Yeah.
And he has a moment that's like straight out of the movie Perfume. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
He makes this perfume to save himself some time, which I respect. And so all the ladies in the house be like, hey, what's that fantastical smell? And they come over to him, but he doesn't take advantage of them or anything. And he only turns them into vampires so they can go and look for his wife, who in the story of this movie, if somebody's very pure of heart, they will be reincarnated, and he thinks if anybody deserves to be reincarnated, it would be her. So that's what he's dedicated his life to.
But it's actually very true. Like, she does get her memories back and stuff. So these damn humans are just in the way. But they make some good points. At least the preacher does. So
I liked the preacher too. Like, he wasn't, he's not exactly like Van Helsing, because he's not like just out to destroy Dracula.
No.
He's just out to minimize the amount of like people who get in the way and get hurt. He's trying to find a resolution.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really unique. I've seen a lot of people say that this is just a knockoff of Francis Ford Coppola's, but he's doing some really unique stuff in here. And I know, okay, here's the dividing line on this, guys. So I loved the gargoyles. Every time they were on screen, I was like, I love them. I love me some cute gargoyle minions. I need gargoyle minions. I thought that was adorable. So Dracula, he gets this castle. He gets some awesome hair. He gets some gargoyle minions. I thought it was great. He's basically like Gothic Gru from Despicable Me. He is living his best life, and I am here for it. Also, how impressive is Caleb Landry Jones? So the only thing I'd ever seen him in before was Get Out, right? Which I wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, he's Dracula. You know, he's like this. I guess he was also in X-Men First Class. He's Banshee in that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's this kind of skinny, redheaded guy, and of course he's not a very likable character in Get Out. So I would have been like, he's Dracula, but he is so good in this. Again, it's those little micro expressions that make an actor really special. And he does these things with just a look on his face, just, you know, just his eyes, that say so much more than any amount of dialogue.
Yeah, he shot for the moon with his performance. So.
You make it sound way more pervy.
For the moon. Anyways, I was like, at first I was like, I don't know, but then like within a few minutes of the movie, I'm like, okay, and then farther in, all right, yeah, I was actually really won over. You did a great job. I knew those kind of CGI-looking gargoyles were gonna detour some people's opinions. I thought they were fine.
That's just how gargoyles look when they're animated.
I know.
Here's the only thing I don't like, and it's a minor spoiler, but why do they have to turn into a whole bunch of little kid festers? Why couldn't they just be gargoyles? Willie, come on, help me out.
I'm just glad they didn't start stinging to the hunchback.
True.
But I always thought the
I did it.
Yeah, I mean,
I love. Did you get the Suspiria or not Suspiria? No, not Suspiria. Subspecies. Did you get the subspecies vibes too?
Yeah, I was the way he looked at it, I was like, is that Radu?
Yeah, Radu. Exactly. One of my favorite versions of vampire Dracula, whatever. But I always felt the subspecies movies, like, they underutilized the subspecies. Like, why are this movie's called that when they don't use them very much? So the gargoyles, I thought, actually did get a pretty good use out of this movie. So
yeah,
maybe that would upset some people, I could tell.
And thank you,
for
Tatum, for gifting another membership that Jamie got. And we love Jamie. So, Jamie, now you can come to the movie night on St. Patrick's Day to watch Leprechaun with us. So, yay. Thank you, Tatum. I guess my only complaints I would say, because don't change the gargoyles. They're perfect. The only thing I would say is we have a little small moment, obviously, set in the past where he's with his lady. And they had a couple cute little moments where they have like a food fight, but for the most part, they just be horny. So horny. And so my initial impression was like, this is a very lusty relationship, and I didn't get the whole love that's going to span centuries.
They kind of told us the love is eternal love, but they showed us the way that the Crow remake showed it, not the way the original Crow showed it.
Yeah, I think they could have done a better job with their montage in the beginning instead of showing them boning a lot. I did get that from him when he's trying to find her for like the centuries that follow. Like, then I got it, and especially the way he looks at her when she's reincarnated. I'm like, okay, now I get it.
I got it with even...
The beginning could have been a bit better.
Even, honestly, before tragedy strikes, I get it, but it's still a solo scene with him and the Pope more, because he's making demands of God from the Pope, and it's all about her, but it's still, like I said, it's this, you get it only when they're not together. The times they're together, I would have liked to see it a little more on her end, you know? like with them getting it together. Other than getting it on together.
My favorite part
small
was
complaint.
when
Very small.
I mean, I love the gargoyles. Next to the gargoyles, my favorite part is he like sneaks into our window, a la Edward, which is the treasure of Washington State. I think Willie would agree. Dracula sneaks into Mina's room and she doesn't quite remember him yet, but she's definitely intrigued by him. But she's like, "You need to get out because it's not even her house," and she doesn't want him to find. He's like, "All right, fine." So he's gonna go out the window. She's like, "No, you can't just like go out the window. You'll die." And he's like, "Oh, I'll go out this way." She's like, "No, you can't go that way. You'll get caught." And he's just like, "What you want me to do, lady?" Like, I thought it was so cute.
I like that they had some fun times at the carnival and the haunted house and all that stuff. And I like that he's kind of Dracula is a man of like science, and he very much was a live action version of Dracula from the Castlevania Netflix anime. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, he was so good. Like the whole scene when they're at the carnival where he's just looking at her and you're like, no, he's definitely held a candle for this girl for centuries. Now I get it. He was really good. Like I said, I just seen him in X-Men First Class and Get Out, and I would have never thought he had this in him. And I did see an interview with him where he was talking about X-Men First Class because he plays Banshee in that, but he doesn't have a very big part, and he really wants to be a superhero in a movie to kind of give a win to every ginger kid out there. But I mean, dude, the fact that you're Dracula, like, I think this is a big win for gingers worldwide. So
now he's Dracula.
My son's half ginger, so yeah, yay gingers.
All right.
All right. That ended on a weird note, but I liked it. How many stars did you guys give this?
I believe I gave it at least 4 stars. One scene that I definitely remembered out of that was the time that he visited I think it was a church or monastery.
Logged out in LETTERBOXD. Sorry, what'd you say?
No, it was the time that he I think Dracula visited a monastery that was full of nuns.
Oh yeah, with the perfume.
Oh yeah, that whole scene of the whole pillar of nuns. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was thinking, how did we get perfume, a tale of a murderer, into my Dracula story here? I'm all for it. I just wasn't expecting it. Like, but then we got some nunsploitation as well.
His love in this is she's an Arquette, so she's related to David Arquette, Patricia Arquette. She's Rosanna Arquette's daughter, which I thought was kind of cool. I thought she was great. I've never seen her in anything before. The person who I thought really stole the show, I think she's Italian. Her name's Matilda De Angelis. Hopefully I pronounced that right.
Played Marla.
Maria.
Maria.
Oh my god, she was amazing. Every scene she was in, she was like electric. She seemed like the most fun person at any party. You know that person who just lights up the room and you're like, I have to talk to them because they seem like they're fun. Somebody who just seems like they have a secret that's a really juicy one. That's how she is on screen. And the fact that, you know, she's Italian, I don't even know, like, she obviously probably speaks more than one language. Like, she is so good in this. And I give a lot of leeway to people who are trying to act in a different language because I think it's hard. A lot of people were really hard on Matilda Lutz when she did Rings, and I was like, it's not even her first language, so like, give her a break. Or even Robert Pattinson in the first Twilight movie, he's trying to do an American accent. He's doing a lot more here than it looks like. But this girl, I've never seen her do anything else before. All her other movies are, I think, Italian or something. They're in a foreign language. She was amazing. Yeah. She was so good. This girl. She's Italian. She is so good. Love her. I need to see her in everything forever.
And she was also like part of the just kind of fun, like they went out with their parasols and stuff. And we're like, do you want to do that?
We were just like, invite us on your girls' night.
Goth parasols and cute dresses.
I leaned over to Danny. I was like, we need parasols.
Oh my gosh.
So if you see us at CryptoCon with parasols, now you know what movie's to blame. It's this movie.
Fair.
Next movie. I feel like there was another juicy one. Yes? No.
Not juicy.
No. Yes. Okay. We have one more movie until Scream, Tatum. So hold on to your butts.
We finally saw Primate.
Did you see Primate? Of course you saw Primate.
Yeah, Primate was definitely a must-see for me because I was like, what are the odds of having the monkey last year and then we have this? Like, are you trying to bless us with so many monkeys here?
Yeah. This is directed by Johannes Roberts, who also did, I think, 45 Meters Down. You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And he did the sequel to that, but I haven't seen him do a lot. I really like his style. Like, I feel that, like, the movies he makes have a really unique style with a lot of visual depth. Like, they look slick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a unique setting, too. I like movies that are set in different places. I mean, I visited Hawaii, but I don't know what it's like to live there or live in a really fancy house. So this girl, her mom was some kind of a anthropologist who worked with chimpanzees and tried to help them learn how to speak sign language. And they have a beautiful mansion in Hawaii.
Deaf,
and their father's deaf, and he also does a lot of the same kind of work. Their mom has since passed away now. She, our main character, Hannah? Lucy has come back to visit her dad and her sister, and she's brought a bunch of friends with her, and they're going to party. But they have a pet chimp. What's his name? Ben.
Ben, yeah.
Ben.
Ben, bad. But Ben has been bitten by a mongoose. You find this pretty early on. The dad's like, well, I'll send some doctor to come look at him, maybe give him a shot, make him feel better, because he realizes. But he's like, just keep him locked up in his cage, okay, guys? Don't play with Ben right now. And then he goes off to do his big book signing.
And this movie gets going, it gets up to an 11 pretty freaking fast. There is no waiting. This is the opposite of a slow burn. It's like, oh, hey, there's the deep end. Push. It throws you right in there.
Great.
But here's my only complaint. Okay. You have a pet chimpanzee, which already, I don't care how nice he is. I've heard too many stories where someone's gotten their face ripped off. I refuse to own a pet that has the physical ability to kill me. That's why I have small terriers. So if they go Cujo on me, I can punt them. If I can't punt it, I don't keep it. At any rate, he has a chimpanzee, an animal that could easily kill a full-grown man. And it's been bitten, and it's acting weird. And his excuse for why he's going to leave all these children alone is they don't have rabies in Hawaii?
Well, I don't know if that was his excuse, but the movie gave it as an excuse.
Yeah, I'm calling. I thought that was very negligent on his part.
Just because it's not native to the place doesn't mean it couldn't be there, right? Why did the
Exactly.
mongoose get into the cage and bite it anyway?
Because life finds a way, and rabies finds a way.
Exactly.
Rabies finds a way.
When we were in Hawaii, we took the Jurassic Park tour where they showed us where they filmed a lot of the scenes.
I love Hawaii so much. You know how a lot of old people will go to Arizona or Florida, and I'm not gonna go live in the penis of America. Sorry if you guys live in Florida, but I'm just not gonna live there. I'm going to Hawaii. I went there, and I feel like they don't even have allergies there.
I love you. I could breathe.
Oh my gosh!
Breathe
You don't
good.
have you visited Hawaii, Willie?
No, I haven't yet.
Dude, when they close up the shops in the night, people sweep the streets. It's like the cleanest place I've ever been.
Honolulu,
and
anyway.
here's the thing. Yeah, in Honolulu. They had these nice mattresses out so people who were unhoused had a comfortable place to sleep. They took very good care of all the humans.
It's like
even
a
those
gated
without
area
houses.
where all the tents are too. We walked by it. It's they nice.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
if I was
safe.
ever homeless, I'm just in the point where my car is breaking down. I'm just gonna sell it to a ticket to Hawaii. And I'll just be homeless in Hawaii.
And you spend the day just on the beach. You could catch. There was a shark at one point when we were swimming. You could eat sharks. Seriously, guys, that's where I'm gonna retire.
Yeah.
I don't even need to make no money. It's fine.
But
I'm gonna eat sharks.
so yeah, the gore is great in Primate. I'm glad that they didn't use a real one chimpanzee because.
But he looks great, right,
yeah,
Willie?
I feel like they did a good job.
Hell yeah.
And Willie, you can just jump in at any time.
Oh yeah.
No worries.
Just jump on in because we talk a lot.
But he does have a wheelhouse of people in peril with a dangerous animal. The last time, 2 times, it was sharks, and they're kind of in this place where they can't get away. That is kind of his thing.
Seriously, if I meet Johannes Roberts, I'm gonna be like, can we play that game Shark Attack? You remember Shark
Shark
Attack. This shark eats like a maniac. Or Hungry Hungry Hippos. Where's the Hungry Hungry
That
Hippos
actually is coming
movie?
out.
No fucking way.
They announced it. I
Yeah,
think.
they are saying that it's going to be coming out. I don't know when though.
I was jokingly saying I'm writing that screenplay, and I'm care. I'm just glad it's getting made.
Dude, I really hope it comes out in May and we can go see it after Crypticon. Wouldn't that be the best?
That would be insane.
Ever since they made that Battleship movie way back in the day, I'm like, well, where's Hungry Hippos? It'd be so much better.
So here's the thing. I will say, you know how everybody kind of has like their genres of horror that are not necessarily their favorite? For me, creature features can be hit or miss. And it's just because I love animals. I love all animals. I love spiders. I love lizards. I love possums. I love rats. And animals are pretty pure in that they don't feel revenge. Even if you killed an animal's baby in front of it, they'll be sad. They'll mourn. Especially like, you know, some animals like elephants and stuff. They will mourn. Bears will mourn.
They'll understand maybe
they will
that
not
man
go,
is dangerous.
I'm going to go full Liam Neeson on your ass and kill you because you killed my baby. They just don't have that in them. That's just not the way animals operate. They will kill in self-defense if you're attacking them in the moment. If they see you attacking their young in the moment, they will attack you. But they will not remember you and come hunt you down, Liam Neeson style. Have you not seen
Jaws the Revenge? That shark went like to different oceans to kill a family member of the people who killed its family members.
Well, what frustrates me about that is in real life, people will kill sharks or wolves or... You know, the reason why sharks and wolves are endangered is because humans have killed them because we mistakenly think that they are more of a threat than they are when we're the biggest threat.
We love Grimm's fairy tales, but that has demonized wolves forever, and that's why a lot of them have been killed senselessly. And I love Jaws, the original, but sadly that is why a lot of people have killed sharks senselessly.
But I like this movie. I don't like it when they show animals behaving in ways that animals don't behave. And there's some parts in this that are a little weird. Ben's sense of humor is kind of odd. But him having rabies makes sense. He's acting in a way that an animal doesn't normally behave because he's sick.
Yeah.
And they do explain that it is hydrophobia, that especially with water around, they act very strange. So I give this a thumbs up as in a creature feature that I would recommend. I don't think that they make all chimpanzees look completely irrational or like serial killers in this.
Though I feel like the pitch for this was like, hey, that part of Nope that was actually scary, how about that as a whole movie?
I know, right?
Like, I like Nope, but there's only one part of that movie that was actually like, oh, shit.
Oh, my goodness.
A lot of it's fun, but that part was like, oh, shit.
Chimpanzees are just so strong. Like, I think they're fascinating, and I would love to have a chimpanzee buddy, but it's freaky how strong they are. Like I said, if you can't punt it, don't keep it in your house as a pet. Where's their tranquilizer gun?
Right, they should have a few of them. Like, obviously, I don't want them.
I'm sorry, I love my 21-year-old son, but if he got rabies and attacked me, I'd punt him. I'd punt anything.
Or at least shoot him with a tranquilizer gun.
Hey, Quirk gave us a super chat. Quirk's the best. He says, F it, let's go to Hawaii. He sounds legit. True. Yes. Actually, I feel like you could combine Send Help and Primate. Like, what if this was the mansion they went to?
Right.
Oh my god.
Yeah. They show that house, but that's like, so she goes there and there's Ben waiting for her.
And the kills in this, weren't the kills in this gnarly?
Yes.
The kills were pretty damn gnarly.
Yes.
What'd you think of those douchebag guys that came to their house? Like, they just walked in.
They started breaking stuff and everything before, like, they just grabbed
They're like, oh, look at this cool award your dad got.
Break.
Pretty much as soon as I saw them, I was like, yeah, they're going to be kill count.
Yep.
That's the thing that drives me crazy is I'm watching it and I'm thinking these kids are total douchebags, the boys they made on the plane. And yet I remember being in my early 20s and I would have been like, yeah, I would have thought they were cute. like I hate it, but I also can't say it's not true.
I also can't say that teenage, early 20s me was a bit douchier. It's how it was. Not to maybe the extent of at least one of those guys, but definitely douchier than I am these days.
Plus, sometimes it's fun to have characters that you're happy to see get killed.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can enjoy it. I wouldn't have enjoyed it if the same things that happened to those boys happened to, like, her little sister. I was rooting for her. She seemed like a sweet kid, you know?
Yeah.
That was nice, too, because I wanted to see Ben do his thing, but I was kind of like, oh, I don't really want to see teenage girls get ripped apart. But, oh, perfect. The douchebags are here.
Yeah, thank you, douchebags.
There we go.
Douchebags, keeping horror movies fun since 1981.
Right? It depends on your subgenre too. Like, especially creature features and slashers, you definitely need that one guy who needs their up and comings or horrible.
They serve a purpose.
Yeah, character of, you know.
And thank you, Korik, for the super chat. We also got a super chat from Tatum. So you know what this means? We're gonna pull out a thank you. Which one this time? Let's see what we got. I've used up a lot of them today.
Yeah.
Here, I'll do this for Korik. Yep. The farting broom. It's so bad.
Like how
And
sad
it's
and
so
upset she is.
embarrassing.
Cartoon Gory's like about to wee herself.
She's so embarrassed. This is what happens when you have too much time on your hands and access to things that make videos.
Right.
And when I made that, it was by accident. I was like typing stuff in, and I showed Danny. I was like, I'm deleting this, but I just have to show it to somebody. He's like, you are not deleting
Like,
that.
where's my shirt of that?
Hell no.
So I'll just
But yeah,
make it kind of
because
expensive.
Korik is someone who comes to like every stream and is super loyal, and Tatum, yeah, just for you guys, I'll share my shame.
Alright.
I gave Primate 3.5 stars. What about you, Willie?
I gave it 4, mainly because of the gore effects up in it,
So good.
and also finding out that the primate was most of that stuff was legit practical effects with a person actually in the suit.
It
so I
looks
was
so
like-
good too.
Yeah.
It was like it was really spot on and really good, and like even more so the score that was accompanying the movie, because it sounded very John Carpenter.
I 100% agree. 100%. And I like that too, because that's the other thing that makes me really frustrated is animals don't know that they're in a movie. And so I feel like we have to be very careful with children and animals when we put them in films and be protective of them. And so when I see like a movie where there's a bear, it's an actual bear surrounded by fire, that bear does not know what's going on. That makes me sad. I'm glad they used an animatronic in this, and I'm glad it looked so good. I wouldn't want an actual chimp to have to go through all this. Plus, it's extremely dangerous for the actors.
Yeah. I think
Again, nope, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like chimps can be taught to act in a sense. They don't know what a camera is. They don't know why they're doing what they are. They can be taught tricks. And I'm not against them being in some parts of certain movies, but for a lot of what they needed to do in this movie, it definitely needed to be like something that wasn't a real chimp. You know?
And there's just a long history of abusing chimps, especially young chimps. So if a chimp has a very light colored face, it's usually a baby. And so if you remember, do you remember like in the 80s and the 90s, there would be commercials all the times with like little chimps and they'd be smiling. Chimps aren't like us, even though we're all apes. If they smile really big, that means they're scared. So they take these little baby chimps and terrify them to get a funny video. And I don't like it.
Hypothetically, they could have been trained to make that face and not going in their nature, but
They're babies.
it doesn't matter.
I can't even train a human baby.
It's just nicer for them to just be chimps when we don't need a chimp to risk, any problems. Like it might just get trauma mentally for being in something like this. You never know.
But you know what didn't get traumatized? The robot chimp in this. It just
/ person in chimp suit.
Yeah, so that's what we need, not sex box. When we were talking about sex box earlier with Stepford Wives.
Chimp bots.
Chimp bots. It's like the joy of having a best friend that's a chimp, some BG and the Bear stuff.
I feel like a chimp
without
bot
getting your face ripped off.
No, I feel like a chimp bot will go wrong, eventually rip my face off too. Like that's still a different horror movie. But
chimp gotta
nice
rip
try.
your face off. Chimp gotta rip your face off.
Yeah. Just life. Got face
That's
1
what
minute.
you got for spending our life savings on a chimp bot.
Right? You got face 1 minute, you got no face the next.
Dumb rich people deserve to have
Chimp
their
got it
faces
now.
ripped off. Right, Willie?
Exactly.
But no, Primate was a lot of fun. It's what I look for in a creature feature of suspense and a lot of good gore.
The
so.
only one I have left now is Scream 7, which I'm
Well,
saving.
could say a couple more. real quick.
What? You're full of it. Do you have any movies, Willie?
You got anything left?
No, we could go ahead and shoot on to Scream 7 there.
Yeah, we don't got nothing else. We have movies I fell asleep in.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. We'll save them for next month since
We'll
you
save them
slept.
for next month.
When you finish
So
them.
I think it's just something about being in your 40s, or I don't know what the fuck it is.
I think
but
you're just really excited and put a lot of energy in your new job.
lately,
and
Willie.
we're old and tired.
So my routine is I work until 4:30. Then we make dinner. Usually Danny makes dinner. And we will watch something. We take turns picking what we're going to watch. And I am so embarrassed that, like, for the last month, every time we put on anything, any kind of movie, I fall asleep in it. I have a letterbox list of every movie I've fallen asleep in and I need to finish. So I got to finish watching Mission Impossible 4, Anaconda. And it's not because I'm bored. I'm just tired. It's
Yeah.
just like, what is up, dude? Crazy, dude.
All right.
40s.
Let's get
How
to
old are
Scream
you,
Stuff.
Willie? Are you in your 40s?
Yeah, I'm 48.
Are you tired all the time, too?
Well, I get
You
I get
got
my
my
occasional
business
tired times, but especially if it's a movie that I'm like have zero interest in, or it doesn't get to that point where I'm going to really be invested in yet.
See, I think you're onto something there, because The Housemaid, I was like on the edge of my seat, was not going to sleep. So, I think just some movies, and I didn't dislike Anaconda, but I think I got lulled into a cozy state, and then you got the dogs cuddling you, and there's cushions.
Throw a blanket on her.
He puts a blanket on me. How is anyone supposed to resist?
Right. Our couch is one of those type of couches too. It
Oh,
just takes you to dreamland.
you should come visit. Our couch is so comfortable.
When it's not covered in pet hair.
Okay.
We put covers on it,
I'm
and
not
I
going to say it's
constantly
not
wash them.
disgusting, but it's super comfortable.
I constantly wash those covers because the pet hair just comes out of nowhere.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
like they get mad too. Like, what did you get rid of all my pet hair for? Here,
Do you
let me
have
put it
pets,
all back.
Nope, no, I don't.
We have 2 dogs and a cat, and I feel like I have to change my shirt halfway through the day because I look like a freaking Sasquatch because I'm so covered in pet hair.
I feel like my shirts come out of the dryer with more hair on them because they were put in there with her shirts.
But it's worth it. Pets are the best. All right, are you ready? I said, are you ready?
It's gonna be a scream.
This is for all you Scream people. Tatum.
And this has a
first thing
Tatum.
I
There
have
she
to
is.
say,
There's a
first thing
Tatum.
I have to say is Scream. We need to do better with these posters. I liked the cool ones they released that were kind of an homage to the original poster, but these ones where they're just like, let's just put a bunch of people's heads on it. Like, I feel like we can do
At
better.
least we got Ghostface burning down the house. I do
Burning
like that.
down that, and they didn't play that song again.
Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity for a Talking Head song. Am I right?
Seriously,
Everything's
Like,
a
what's
missed
up with
opportunity
this?
for a Talking Head song.
give Talking Heads their money.
Yes.
Yes, they've earned it. Are they still alive?
Some of them probably.
Dude, I love
I have
Talking Heads.
the singer. He's solo stuff, but you don't like his solo stuff. I try to play it in the car
So
sometimes.
Quirk gets it. It's a 36 thing too, especially with the blanket. Right, Quirk? Someone lays a blanket on you. You can't resist that.
If you get
Like those
hurt
really
in
soft ones. I had this really soft Ninja Turtle blanket.
if you survive an accident or some sort of traumatic event in America, they'll bring you a blanket. The EMTs always put a blanket on people, and especially in movies. Like, here's your blanket.
I have
the cops are
noticed
finally
that.
here. The killer's dead. Have a cocoa or something.
So I moved here from another country, and I'm British American, so it's not like the whole American thing is completely foreign to me. But there are some things that are very different than they are in England and in America, and you can see this in every American movie, including every Scream movie. Guys, pay attention to this. Whenever something traumatic happens, the first thing they do is put a blanket on you. I don't know why. It's warm in California, but no, you get a freaking blanket. But you know what we do in England? People get a cup of tea. You do not get a blanket, even though it's colder. So if you get injured in England and you're like, "Where's my blanket? I'm an American." They're gonna give you a cup of tea.
Have some tea.
Somebody told me, I think it
PG
was
tips?
Heather. Heather told me in the South you get a casserole.
Oh.
I love casseroles.
Huh.
Anyway, I digress. Let's talk about Scream 7.
I
So,
don't know if
I
the
think we all
castle's
know
gonna
what
let me
this
wanna
is
go to the
about,
south.
right? So,
Oh, yeah.
Sidney Prescott, she's been in all but one of the movies. She is back. And now she's got 3 kids. She's married to the lesser Mark, the Joel McHale Mark, not the McDreamy Mark. Who knows what happened there. But I forgive it because, have you dated a lot of people with the same name?
Some of them, yeah.
I've dated like 5 different Matts.
Wow.
Oh my god.
And they're all crazy. All crazy. None of them, they were all very unique.
Looking
And
for
weird.
love and dudes named Matt, hoping you can just
But
walk
I've
all
heard
over
this.
'em.
I think Quirk told me that he's dated a lot of Courtneys.
There you go.
So it's a thing. So I'm going to say Sidney Prescott, her thing is marks, right? She attracts marks like crazy. And she had a great mark, and now she's got a discount mark. And that's just the way it is. But I'm kind of hoping he, eventually gets replaced by McDreamy Mark.
He was fine in this. I don't need him to be replaced unless he's gotta be.
He needs to be replaced. Yay! Tatum gets another membership, and now Fiore Grimaldi gets one. Yay!
Woohoo!
Anyway, so she's in this small town. I don't know where it is. It seems very Midwestern, but it's nowhere near California. I think it's on the East Coast. And she's got a teenage daughter. Her daughter is the same age she was in the first Scream, and she named her Tatum after her best friend from the first movie, played by Rose McGowan. And what do you know? Ghostface is back, and he's threatening Sidney Prescott's life and threatening her daughter. Her daughter's got a whole bunch of friends, and people are going to get killed.
Yeah. And, yeah, Matthew Lillard's in this.
Oh, yeah.
He's back finally. Like, I mean, he's kind of
He's
been like an
having a whole
Easter egg in a lot of
renaissance.
parties and other, like, stuff, though. Like, there's other been scenes.
So, yes.
I thought he's actually been in more Scream movies than most
He's
people know.
actually been on a lot of Scream movies, and I think Willie knows this too. If you look in part 2 at the college party scene, and some people have said he's in line at the movie, though I've never seen him there. But at the party, the college party, you can see him with blonde hair. He's in numerous scenes in the background. And in part 3, he's in the background of one of those scenes too, though he was originally supposed to be the killer in part 3. The whole idea was, in the original script, he was going to be in prison. It was going to be revealed that he had actually survived, and he was manipulating some teenagers from prison to do the killings for him.
Mm-hmm.
But that got scrapped because of Columbine.
Yeah, they didn't want Columbine-esque.
And then
stuff
he
happening.
has he's a voice, like he says, like, cool house dude in part 5. And then he's the metal Ghostface in part 6.
Yeah.
So he's been on a lot of Screams. And he's in this one. And so Sydney's all like, hey, why are you being a big, like, you know, why are you hiding behind a mask? You know, just come out and find me. He's like, well, I will. And then he shows his face, and his face is Matthew Lillard's face. And it's all scarred up because he had a TV drop on it.
Yeah, and then but there's more to it than just that, and we won't explain too much.
So,
otherwise.
what is it? Has Stu escaped? Did he survive? Is it AI?
Yeah, could be any of those things or more. So.
Now, I will say there were a lot of people talking about this movie, so if you were following any of that at all, or even just watched the trailer, you know David Arquette's voice is in here. And a lot of people knew about that, but I will say it was very nice to find that there were some surprises that I didn't hear anybody talking about that were pleasant surprises.
Yeah. So.
I'll ask you guys, Quirk, Tatum, anybody watching, do you want spoilers or not? I can go to Spoiler Town.
It's up to you.
Willie, you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah? We can kick it in Spoiler Town.
So.
Let's see what they say first.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, like, too bad.
But you got McKenna Grace in this. She's in, like, everything these days. But the thing is I have a hard time being mad about it because she is really good. She's great in this.
Though, you know, I suspected her right off the bat because she is a bad seed, you know?
She's in the Bad Seed movies. And she had a plaid skirt.
Yeah.
So, Quirk says okay. I think Tatum wants us to talk spoilers. I don't... Okay.
It's up to them.
This is a spoiler alert. We're going to talk spoilers.
You should pull the picture in case people...
Fine, Dan, I will.
In case someone just tunes in right now, they're like, oh, shit.
Fine, I'm going to find us a spoiler alert picture. But while I'm doing that, will you guys talk about the movie and just unspoilery?
Were you excited to, like, for this movie as it was coming out, Willie?
Honestly, I was actually surprised the movie came out at all with everything that happened before it. So
It had a windy road to getting to us, that's for sure.
yeah, definitely did. With you know, leads leaving, director leaving, recasting and rewriting. I was like, oh dear Lord, is it even going to come out for that year?
It kind of seemed they didn't have a lot of confidence in this movie either. Like, they didn't promote it that much.
No.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That the advertising was pretty lacking for this one,
Compared to the last
especially
two.
for it to be a part of the franchise.
Kind of like when Scream 4 kind of came out. I didn't hear a lot of buzz about it, and it kind of just came out and then left. But Scream 5 and 6 had tons of advertisement. The community was all like buzzing about them and like with all this stuff. And I knew there was definitely horror people that were looking forward to this one, but like mainstream wise, it seemed like it was fairly quiet. I got confidence and stuff and finally got excited about it when Matthew Lillard did drop in his socials that my parents are going to be so mad at me. I'm like, okay, you're right. And now I'm thinking it's going to get made, but for a little bit there, I was like, eesh, I'm just going to scrap it and maybe they'll revisit it way down the line or something, but no, all right.
All right, this is what we got. Is that good enough?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. That's what we got on the fly. What? That's not even what I'm looking at. Here we go. Okay, there's your spoiler alert. Let's talk spoilers. So let's break it down. Let's talk about just the first half of the movie first. So you've got Tatum's friends. I actually really liked Tatum. How did you guys feel about the new character?
I mean, finding out that the girl's name was Tatum was like, okay, we're going with that. I'm like, I'm going to see how far that goes with that name, and it definitely had a reason for the name to be there. So that's actually good.
I thought the actress was good. I really liked her. Yeah, I liked her. I also thought it was good that they paid better homage to Rose McGowan's character than they did in part 5 with just the urn. She's complained a lot that her character didn't get enough. Like, they never really met more into that character.
5 didn't do a perfect job, but I did like that 5 was the start to finally doing that.
They talked about it a little bit, but like, yeah, I mean, I understand they're in a traumatic situation, but at the end of it, when instead of having, I know they did it last minute, but instead of him giving a thumbs up, I think he should have been like, where's Tatum? Where's my sister? Where's my little sister? I agree. Like, they didn't really give that character enough
and I don't think
of
that
mourning.
And 2, 3, and 4 really didn't even mention it when she was Sydney's best friend and Dewey's little sister. So it's like, you think they would have somehow done something. So I like that 5 got the ball rolling, and then like 6 and now 7 like have actually really paid a lot of tribute to her and other past characters, but especially for her. It's like, where's justice for Tatum at this point? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
So like we talk about Randy and a few other people sometimes, but we never talk about her for whatever reason. So. But
and she's
then
an
again,
iconic character.
You kind of figure out like who was making like, you know, the movies back then, especially like part 4, and the problems that Rose McGowan had with them, obviously. So it might have had something to do with that. I don't know.
And what's the deal with Joel McHale? When did Sydney get a whole type of guys named Mark who are cops? Girl, what happened with the other Mark?
And what happened to what's her name's lemon bars? Oh wait, she got killed.
That's right.
But I still wanted to try those lemon bars.
So, okay, I guess this is a good time to talk about like the cast. So, a lot of Sydney's friends were perfectly fine. You got the gal who was in Madam Web. She was fine. You got Asa, Jermaine, and the boyfriend. They were fine. Didn't have a problem with him one way or another. The teacher was kind of weird. I have never seen him in anything, but he was sufficiently creepy. It was nice to see the Meeks twins again.
Yeah.
Though, at any point when I felt like they were actually in any danger, I'm like, don't even hint that you're killing them because I won't believe you. Like, and at one point they get a little scratched up, and I'm just like rolled my eyes. Like,
okay, here's the thing with the Meeks twins. The Meeks twins can't die. After what happened to Chad, if you try to tell me that he died because someone stabbed him, I will not believe it. The man obviously cannot be killed by traditional means. He's probably like a werewolf or something.
I feel like if his head was cut off and kicked at the screen in a 3D version of the movie, I'd be like, he'll walk it off.
Nope, he got stabbed how many times? Like from both sides?
I mean, honestly, when I saw him get stabbed in the movie, I was like, oh my god, this dude cannot catch a break.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like he is the new Dewey. He's gonna get the stab every movie, but he'll just live every movie until finally he won't, maybe. But it's like at this point, I'm just like,
Mindy, like, I knew what they were trying to do. They're trying to make her the new Randy, and that actually kind of worked with Kirby. I think a lot of people like Kirby.
Oh yeah.
She tends to be a popular character. I was never really into Mindy as the movie expert. Like, it just didn't quite work for me. I think largely because, like, Screams 5, 6, and 7 just haven't had that commentary on movies that the original ones did. And so having one character kind of talk about it, and I guess the other part of it too is the other characters don't care. So it felt like it was just kind of, it felt like it didn't really belong. Whereas the characters being savvy about movies is a big part of the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Here's what I love in this movie. I like her trying to be the new Gale. I like that better than her trying to be Randy. What do you guys think of that?
It was a good little, like you said, transition, like swerve. Like, you know what? That ain't quite working. Let's get in this lane and see how that does.
I love that. She was trying to take the microphone. I'm like, yes. This is where I like you.
And at the very end, hey, why don't you do it? So.
I mean, honestly, I found it pretty refreshing that she, instead of her trying to be the new Randy, she ended up trying to be the new Gale, just like Tatum was trying to be the new, Sydney.
Yeah.
So you can feel like a kind of passing of the torch going on with that.
I love that. And you guys both mentioned that Chad is kind of the new Dewey. He's the heart of the core four. So yeah, he's like the new Dewey. She's the new Gale, and we've got the new Sydney. So this is perfect.
And the original movies, like,
she's got a bit of Randy,
they wouldn't bring out a gun until, like, the very end of the movie when the villain is monologuing or whatever, but that's just kind of how it was. But we got a Ghostface with a shotgun, like, downtown last movie, and then this movie, Sydney's just like, nope, gun right away, shooting at you. She's like, even helping, like, her daughter, like, shoot, like, through the walls of stuff. It's like, alright, that's cool. But, however, you make an escape room, but you have to go through a very thin wall to get out of it, like
a panic room.
Yeah, she has like a panic room, but
well, no, she had the panic room, but there was a way to get out.
I know,
into the house.
like,
I think that was so that she had to go get like her children or something she could, but that wasn't part of the panic.
I know,
room.
but it's like you put this dangerous way to get out of it where you could easily get stabbed. Like, come on. You thought almost every step through, but except the last step.
And this movie didn't have as much of the meta stuff as the other ones did.
Right.
But it still commented on like AI and how even if you have video, you can't 100% say that's real. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what is real? What is fake? And
what is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
What is love? Right? What is stab?
I will get into some problems I have with this, but do you guys have anything else you want to say about like the characters while we're on that topic?
I enjoyed pretty much all the characters that we were facing this with. I even thought Gale was great in this as well. But yeah, you're gonna get to the end here. There's a couple of characters, and they're at the very end. And we got that spoiler warning.
Yeah, let's talk about Gale. So I actually was of the camp that Gale should die in this movie. I think they killed the wrong kid in Scream 5.
You can't kill David Arquette.
I don't think they should have killed David Arquette. I think he was too important to the fan base, and I think she should have sacrificed herself for other people to show that she's grown, and that she's no longer this opportunistic person, that she's someone who'll put her friends first. And then I thought Scream 6 completely ignored that, and she's right back to being the same Gale, and I was really, really frustrated. I think they actually did a really good job with this movie, because in this movie, Sydney has a moment where she's like, wow, you're the same old Gale, like, you'll never change, and then she sees that she's, like, taking these pills, and she is really struggling. She's struggling with everything that's happened to them, too, but focusing on her job is how she deals with it. It's how she gets through this. So the way she's dealing with her past is completely different than Sydney's, but it's no less valid.
Exactly. And I liked that, because she was like, Tatum was my only friend I could trust, but then at the end she's like, no, Gale, I can trust you. Like, you've actually had my back, like, every time that this has happened.
And Gale's reliable. Like, she will show up. She's been in every single movie, so if you're in a situation with a ghost face, Gale's got your back.
Or it's like, she's not going to go easy on you in an interview just because of you're her friend. Like the same thing that they did in the Superman movie earlier this last year anyways, where Lois was interviewing him. It's like, sometimes it doesn't mean someone doesn't love you. You can't trust them, and it doesn't mean they don't love you. It's just, that's their job is to interview, and you tell them they can. They might press some real buttons, because they're not going to hold back just because they're professional. So. I did think that they bonded pretty well by the end of this, and I thought they did pretty good at the end of part 5 together too. So I kind of liked seeing them not in a suspense, let's go in and shoot everybody up kind of way, but just emotionally they kind of clicked in this. So.
I'm so surprised she didn't punch her in the face again. When the interview started going bad, I'm like, oh girl, you're gonna get punched again.
Honestly, I was kind of expecting her to punch the other reporter, that reporter guy, in the face.
Oh my god, the freaking Mark Consuelos?
Yes.
I knew he was going to be another reporter in this. He just has that reporter kind of look about him, but I thought he was well cast in this, and I thought he did a good job. I don't have a lot to say about, like, the boyfriend or anything like that. Anna Camp, do we have thoughts on her?
Nah.
So, where do you guys want to go with this next? Do we want to talk about Stu?
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard's performance was great.
So, here's my thought. We can't talk about Stu without talking about the ending. So, yes, at the end, they reveal in this movie that it was AI. That apparently Anna Camp is obsessed with Sidney Prescott. Whatever. I thought that was kind of dumb. I didn't think it was a very good motive, and I thought it was kind of lame. It's just not... There's a difference between Jill being obsessed with Sidney and wanting that attention, because she's her whole life. Mm-hmm. She's heard her about Sidney fucking Prescott. Yeah. It makes sense. But this rando who read Sidney's book...
Oh, I could turn my life around if I survived
it wasn't
some craziness.
Enough.
So
it was honestly lame.
I honestly thought she was going to be revealed as Stu's sister, and
Me
that
too.
would have been a great motive for that character to do this stuff. But
and then nobody gave a crap about, what was his name? Kyle? What was his freaking name?
Carl.
No one cares about you, Carl. Who invited you, Trevor?
Carl, we hardly knew ye. Carl.
And I love Ethan Embry. I think he's horror movie gold, but his character was also kind of lame.
Like, plot-wise. I think he
the whole ending reveal was lame.
Yeah, the whole where the killers, why, and I felt like some of the air left the room at that point, like
a fart.
Yeah. That went over like a fart.
But Willie, are you ready for this? Tatum, hold on to your butts. I'm about to turn this upside down. You ready? I have theories. Okay, here are my theories. Are you ready, Willie?
Okay.
I'm still on the Stu train, motherfuckers.
Stu.
Uh-huh. So I still think I think more than ever Stu is alive. Hear me out. So, the killers in this are kind of lame, right? They seem like people who have been radicalized, who have been a part of a cult, who have been taken in by somebody very charismatic and who is very persuasive, somebody who does have a bone to pick with Sidney Prescott for a damn good reason. I think they are part of this cult of people that Stu has accumulated. I think he also did the Reddit post. I think he got Amber. I think a lot of these people are going to be revealed to be people that Stu has recruited for a cult. Also, in the AI thing, he has scars and stuff, so he doesn't look like how he did when we last saw him. I don't think that was fake. I don't think it was AI. I think that was him messing with Sidney. But they have to play it like he's dead because he's going to actually come for her in person in part 8.
It could be AI, but he would have had to have been alive to have modeled for the AI to use that. Like, how else would it make it look like how he would look old now? Like, it could tell it to. I get it, but it looked
and I got
very
evidence.
Precise. You know?
I got receipts. So they only know Stu from the freaking movies, right?
Exactly.
Who is a different Stu, and we already know from what we've seen of Stab, the lines are different. But a lot of the things he says to her, we know he said to her. Mm-hmm. The only people who know what he said to her are her, Billy, and I think maybe Randy. Mm-hmm. But the only other people who know what he said to her are dead. So when he's like, I always had a thing for you, Sid. Only he knows that.
Even if they put it
These people don't know he said that.
There's a few lines that would probably still be in the Stab movie, but Matthew Lillard didn't
Why would
play
that be in a Stab movie?
I'm just saying, there's a few lines that could have been.
The Stab movies are based on the Woodsboro murders. Mm-hmm. So unless Gale was there, then we don't know what was said. Now, there
Right.
was a camera there, so hypothetically, you could. I will let that go.
And Gail is known long enough to where maybe she could have gotten some of what was said too from her. She's a
But-
reporter; she digs. But I'm just saying,
I'm thinking he's alive, and that's how he can say it again with the exact same inflection.
exactly, same inflection, same actual. Looks like Matthew Lillard, not the actor who played his character in Stab, because they wouldn't know exactly what a dead
Now,
Matthew Lillard.
I'm gonna walk you through this
stew
from
would
where
look like.
I think the writers are going through. You're a writer. You know a lot of people have been talking about bringing Matthew Lillard back. You're kind of fucked either way. If you don't bring him back, people are gonna get mad. If you do bring him back, people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're just giving in to the fans." You can't win unless you do what they did here, and that's why they didn't advertise this movie very well, because they knew it wasn't gonna do very well, because it doesn't entirely satisfy anybody. But they did greenlight Scream 8. They're already working on Scream 8, right? So you have a movie that deals with Stu, but then you say he is definitively dead, even though this movie says his body was never found. Also, how does it make sense that Ethan Embry, the guy who works at the Fallbrook Institution, is involved if there wasn't a Stu?
Right.
Because there was a Stu, and that's how he met him. Also, here is one of the biggest hints that he is still alive. What was that beginning? The beginning is set in Woodsboro. They burned down Stu's house. Who cares about burning down Stu's house? Stu does. It was a place that was important to him that's now being used as basically a theme park museum. He's
Yeah.
offended.
Bed breakfast, but with the animatronics and all that stuff to make you feel like you're at Murder House.
But that has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. It's set across the country. So what was the point of that unless he's still alive? Do we really think Anna Camp's character flew all the way over there and flew back? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
It also explains why Matthew Lillard's character as Stu isn't there, because he probably was in California and he did the whole opening kill and killed them and everything, but the rest of it he probably did just by video chat.
Mm-hmm.
And he will show up in person for the next one.
And how much of the people in the Stu cult know what? Not all of them. They probably all have different orders from different people, and they're not 100% sure. I don't know if Carl ever knows much, but he died real quick. He wasn't important. He was just a person to
But
sent out there to
again,
kill people.
It makes sense, right? Because he wasn't an important character. He wasn't even treated like important. He had nothing personal against Sidney Prescott.
Yep.
Unless he was somebody who was swept up by somebody who was very charismatic and pointed in that direction. That happens to people all the time.
And it could be a pyramid scheme where, like I said, not all of them met Stu. Maybe he gives different orders to underlings who give honor to other orderlings. I don't know. Maybe they all do know Stu. Maybe they all stand around him and praise to him. I don't know. There's a giant
So,
TV.
I think if Scream 8 comes along, and I'm right about this, and I think I am, because like I said, the opening of this one doesn't make any sense, then this movie will retroactively I will like it better. I didn't hate it. I gave it 3 stars. It's fine. It is, I think, the weakest of the franchise. But I will like it better. I'll probably bump it up above Scream 5. But, because if not, a lot of what's in this movie doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But you can fix it with Scream 8. And it is interesting that they're already working on Scream 8. Like they had a plan.
Exactly.
So what do you think, Willie? Am I totally crazy banana pants?
Maybe.
Or am I onto something?
Maybe.
I mean,
Well-
I am. But
Well, I mean, hearing about the whole Stu is still alive theory here. I mean, it is very pliable to Scream 7 because Scream 7 had nothing but a lot of red herrings all throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
From the what happened in Woodsbury to Carl to the ending with those two being the killers. It's like, okay, this was kind of lame and kind of familiar to what Jill did in 4. So it's like that's not going to necessarily fly in this one. So what's the real reason for what the hell happened here?
Right. I feel like they haven't played all their hands yet. I feel like they advertised Matthew Lillard heavily so people would be excited about this movie, but they didn't want to be predictable, so they did what they did. But the next movie won't probably advertise him, and then we'll probably get him. Because they brought us up a few people in this movie they didn't advertise. If you watch this movie, there's a few other, like
we got Billy Loomis's mom. That was a surprise. I didn't know she was Laurie Metcalf. I thought that was really cool. But here's the thing. If they would have just had him be the killer in this, people would have called foul and been like, you didn't earn it. Where the fuck has he been? Mm-hmm. How is he still alive? But if you notice, this movie does answer those questions. How has he not been alive? He's had amnesia. He's been in this institution where nobody who knew who the fuck he was. How did that already establishes that he's still alive. How did nobody know about his body? The papers were lost. So this movie has answered all of those questions that anybody who's going to have an issue with him being alive would bring up. But I think, just having him be the killer in this, it would have been a little unsatisfying. It would have felt kind of cobbled together. But if you stretch it out over 2 movies and you're like, it's not even just that he's alive. It's like he has amassed this huge cult of people. And it's one thing to take down Stu. How are you going to take down somebody who is essentially a cult-like figure and has a massive following?
Which can be scary.
How are you going to stop ghost faces in other states simultaneously? Like, I don't know what you're going to do in that case.
Never underestimate the power of stupid and violent people in large numbers.
So what do you think, Willie?
I mean, if it ends up being something where Scream 8 turns from slasher to cult horror, that would actually be quite the twist.
Yeah. So.
And you could even bring that into movies too, because I think a lot of fandoms have a cult-like fan base. That's where sometimes fan bases get a little toxic. Look at like the Halloween fan base and stuff. And obviously Scream has a cult-like fan base. Mm-hmm. So I think you can still work that into it too.
I feel like the more mainstream the fan base, the more toxic it's just going to kind of have. Like Star Wars fan base, super toxic, super mainstream.
I want to check in with the chat because my girl Carrie is here. Awesome to see you. And she's also a B Movie Coven member. By the way, Carrie, we're having movie night on St. Patrick's Day. Come watch Leprechaun with me. She says, I'm with Gory. They talked about the papers being missing, no indication of a body. Also, I still think it was Stu who called Sydney. Same. Mm-hmm. He said a line that only him and Sydney would know. That's what I just said. Exactly. 100%. That's. I think it's there, dude. I think it's there. And even Sydney didn't seem 100% convinced by the end of it. Yeah. Like, is he? I think now more than ever. I don't think she really questioned if he was alive or not before, but I think she is now.
And what's her name? Anna Camp's character, like, she kills her kid in this. Like, you just don't do that for, because you're jealous of this woman who's got her life together, you think.
But you
do that for people that you are, like, if you're in a cult and the leader says kill your kid, you kill your kid.
And that's the thing. People have done those kind of things in cults before. Yeah. They have fed their kid the Kool-Aid and stuff because they've been swept up in this. When you give people a purpose, whether it's good or bad, people will follow you to the ends of the earth. And in this case, it's a bad purpose.
So I feel like if they do 8 right, and it doesn't have to be exactly what we just said, but something good or close to that, then it'll make this one a lot better. I'm not saying the studio ain't gonna fuck it all up and we'll get a horrible 8 that has nothing to do with this and they're both gonna suck. That could happen, but...
And look at the people he's preying on, too. Like, she came out of an abusive marriage. You had this guy who's working as an orderly in an institution. If you take people like that, people who feel wounded or people who feel invisible, and you see them, you really see them, and you show that you really care about them, or at least act like you do, those people will be very loyal to you. That's how these cult type people work.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I think this is actually, if I'm right, this is kind of perfect. Because it answers all those questions, so Scream 8, we can get right into it.
And if there is a stew, they'll feel like they earned it. Like
you
said. So, like, they feel like, okay, we built to something.
The biggest obstacle with this was all the people who were like, well, how can he be alive? Where has he been? All those questions. This movie answered that. So, if I'm right, then it's kind of like, you know how a lot of people hated Paranormal Activity? You're one of them. Then we went and saw Paranormal Activity 2, and you're like, oh, wait, I get this Mika guy now. He's doing this because he feels intimidated by this very successful brother-in-law.
He's trying to impress that guy, and he's trying to, like, okay, that's what that guy would do in the situation.
So retroactively, a lot of people liked Part 1 better when they understood who Mika was, when Part 2 elaborated it on more. So
I like to watch part 2 until it gets to the part where it turns into part 1. Then I stop the movie and then I watch part 1. Then I go back and finish part 2.
So I'm hoping that's the case with this. That a lot of us are going to watch part 8 and be like, oh, they were just setting up something here. Mm-hmm. They were just getting cooking.
This was more a movie about Sydney and Tatum, like her daughter. That's what this was. And if you think about it, it's pretty good. If that's how you kind of want to think about it. It's not really about the villains. I feel like the villains, these were just pawn pieces. We haven't gotten to the final boss yet. And
do we really want someone like Stu, somebody who's that, like, if he is really a cult leader, going after a baby final girl? No! We need her to final girl up. So by the next movie, she's going to be pretty tough. I'm sure she'll even have some, like, shooting range practice or something by then. So she's going to be ready. We're going to have, like, 2 Sydneys, Sydney and Sydney Jr. And, yeah, the Meeks twins, like, we're going to have a formidable group of good guys, so to speak. So if there is a massive cult of people, like, I think it's good. This movie, I think, potentially was just setting up something really cool for Scream 8. Because you can't establish her daughter. You can't establish her new family. You can't answer all the questions about where Stu's been and still have a satisfying ending. But if you think of this as a part 1 of a 2-parter series, maybe which it is because they had already had it planned, then you're like, okay, well, what if this is just the first half of the movie?
Right. They might even go into Scream 9 with this. We don't know. But, and also, like I said, the studio can get cold feet. They could make whatever plans they did have and ruin it next time we get a Scream movie. That is possible. The studios are known for doing shit like that. But
anyway, if you guys are also
they have it teed up nice.
If you guys are Team Banana Pants, which is just you're on board with this whole theory that Stu is still the killer, let me know. Put some banana emojis.
They might just be hopefuls.
Team Banana Pants. Reading some of the chat messages, the way Matthew portrayed Stu, it had me convinced that he could pull off being revealed as alive. He slipped back into that character like a glove, 100%.
Exactly.
Quirk says the parasocial angle works for me. It relates to where I see some creatives that have the idea of what Scream should be and how they deal with the product. Yes. I didn't care for the AI visuals of Roman and Mrs. Loomis, to be honest. Yeah, because they had to kind of de-age them, and they don't have that kind of Marvel money. Like, remember how good they made Sam Jackson look in Captain Marvel? It's like, wow, having money's nice. Right. But they don't have that kind of money. But
Star
I think
Wars
it was okay.
Can make people look young if they want to, but that's Disney money.
Jessica wanted to control Sydney. Tatum, you've never seen Leprechaun? Well, St. Patrick's Day, come watch with us.
You're in for a treat if you do.
Yes. I don't have a glass, but raise your beer to Wes Craven.
Yes.
Wait, I have my truck here. To Wes. But yeah, I feel like they're cooking here, guys. Jill killed her mom. Good point. Not the same. Still egregious to kill the person that raised you. Yeah, I think
that always kind of bothered me.
We do see matricide. I mean, the fact that I know the words for matricide and patricide, killing your parents, is pretty common. But people killing their kids, it's rare, but it does happen.
But Jill came off much more like a psychopath, sociopath than Anna Camp's, where she just seems mentally broken, but she's very emotional.
But I also feel like Jill's the kind of person who she wants the sympathy people would get for, oh, your mom was killed, more than she wants having a mom.
Yeah.
She lives on people's sympathy and attention.
She's very dead inside, where Anna Camp is broken, but she's very emotional, and that's why I don't feel like it's so much it was her idea to kill her kid. I don't feel like it was her idea. It doesn't mean that she wouldn't do it. She's broken. But she's like...
I can see Willie's wheels turning. He's like, I don't know if I want to put on these banana pants. I'm bringing you some banana pants. Krypton. I will work on you, my friend.
But
you don't have to work too hard on me, because I gave it 3.5 stars for this.
Yeah, that's
because I said I was going to give it 4, but then I was like, let's wait and see what else comes with this. So I gave it 3.5 because it's good, because it's giving you that slasher, it's giving you that family drama, but more so it's going into that same vibe that what the Strangers chapter 2 and 3 did, and also what I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025 did. They're giving you that final girl recovery type of feeling, where
also like Halloween H2O.
Yeah, they basically giving you that final girl recovery where the final girl survives it, but did she really survive it?
Right.
Yeah, I agree. And also, mentioning Craven in the chat, Craven would have loved this movie. He would have loved seeing Stu on screen again. And I think he would have still believed he was alive. But I'm really sad he couldn't see this movie. But I like to think in some way that he has. So, to Stephen.
There's some sort of afterlife justice, then he's got to see this. So.
I hope so.
And he'll get to see the next ones, too. The Lethal Collective have agreed to be on the Oscars, and they're going to pay a nice tribute to them.
Oh, that's really cool. That's awesome. That makes me really happy. I think Jessica let trauma overcome her, especially reading Sydney's book. What she took from it was a twisted perception. She interpreted Sydney's trauma about bonding in a false sense. And I think that's the thing. I think Jessica seems like somebody who was looking for somebody strong to latch onto. And so it was Sydney, and then when she felt betrayed by Sydney, I think it was Stu.
I mean, honestly, and if a book can make her think of that, imagine what a cult leader can make her
And
think.
what I did like about it, as far as the meta-ness of it, is it kind of relates to parasocial relationships, where people feel like they really know somebody who's a celebrity because they've read their book or they saw their documentary, and they are like, we're friends, you owe me, because you changed my life, like you owe me, so you have to do these things. And I do think that is something that it's important, and it's something unique to this movie. I think they could have explored it a bit more.
Yeah.
But it was a worthy thing to include.
Yeah. And that happens. There are people who just feel celebrities or whoever, well, you changed my life, so now I'm your responsibility. It's like, you inspired me with your art of some sort. It's like,
I mean, the people who got so
art.
angry about this movie, people really act like they know these people and stuff, and you don't. So, it's been crazy. Something else I want to talk about with this movie, I've never really thought of Scream 7 as a movie that you watch for the kills. I'm more like Friday the 13th when it comes to that stuff. But this movie, holy shitballs.
That's some good ones.
That freaking one at the bar?
Right. Well, that's one I agree. I feel like 5 and 6 and now 7 have upped on the creativity of kills since the ones. The other ones I loved for a lot of different reasons, and they had some good ones, but they were definitely stab movies with stabbing. Where these new ones have found different ways to really up that gore and violence. So.
Yeah, like what Carrie's saying in this comment here, again, a lot of people were angry that Neve Campbell, she didn't take Scream 6 because they weren't willing to pay her what she wanted. And a lot of people got very angry, like, you owe me. You better be in this movie because it's important to me. And I've been, a fan of yours for so long. And yeah, I think that parasocial relationship absolutely did make sense in this.
She probably looked at what her character was going to do in the script, probably said, that's not really worth my time very much unless you make it worth my time. And then they're like, no. So she's like, whatevs.
But yeah,
they came a-crawling back.
Overall, I think this is a decent movie. I highly recommend checking it out. It's a lot of fun to see in the cinema with everybody else who, especially like the cinema we were in. We saw it VIP because we have a VIP one here where you pay a little bit more and they have like nicer chairs and stuff. It's super cool.
They'll bring you food during the movie.
Yeah, everyone was wearing their Scream shirts. Everyone was cheering. Everyone was super into the film. So with the right crowd, this is a good time.
Our kid's 21, so he's been going to he's the second time in the VIP, and he likes whodunits, if that's anything. That's his jam when it comes to horror, is a whodunit. So,
well, guys, we have been talking for 3 freaking hours, and I don't know if Willie signed up for that, but you are a freaking trooper, my friend. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's been way too freaking long.
Oh, yeah, man.
I want to remind you guys again about his fundraiser. So let's go back to that one.
Link in the doobly-doo.
There is a link in the doobly-doo. So if you want to help out at all, let's get rid of this screen. This one here. He has a fundraiser to help with his kidney transplant. So it's not just about the transplant. He's going to have to take up a lot of time from work. He's going to need help. Willie, lives on his own, so he's going to need a lot of help. All the money he got already, he had to use to get a new bed. And he's on the transplant list. He's probably going to get it next year, but it's an expensive thing, guys. Like, you're on dialysis, like, what, every week?
About 3 days a week, 3 times a week.
Yeah, it's a lot, and this is scary. So, you could make a real big difference in helping Willie out, helping him get that kidney, helping him with his recovery. And yeah, if you guys could do that, we would really appreciate it. And it's going to be going on for a while. He's not going to have the transplant until next year, and even then there's going to be a lot of recovery and stuff. But I'm pulling for you. I think you're a really strong person, and you've just really done so well, like just staying positive through this, which I can't imagine how hard that is. But I admire you so much. And yeah, we're going to keep sharing this fundraiser and do what we can to get the word out.
Yeah. Follow him on Letterboxd as well. He sees even more movies than us. I usually am going to rate a movie, and I'm like, I bet Willie's seen this. Gory was a little hard on it. What did he think? A little closer to what I thought. Okay. So if I give it a 4 instead of a 3.5 like Gory did, I'm not a dick. All right, good.
Is there anything you want to say about your GoFundMe, about Letterboxd, anything?
Thanks to all who's either going to donate or share on the GoFundMe. It's definitely helped me out, as I may mention, of the bed, and it's definitely going to help me out if I get any more funding for it, because it's going to go towards the medication and the time off and everything of that nature, because they're literally telling me that like some of the medication might end up being $1,000. So I'm like, yeah, I really need all the funding I could possibly get for all that cushioning. So it's well appreciated if you are able to go ahead and do so, either by sharing, donating, or doing both. Letterbox wise, I'm definitely been doing a lot of work on my letterbox. I've been recently doing some pre-screening with the Chattanooga Film Festival. So I've been checking out a few of their little pre-screening movies and stuff. So if I run across anything hot, I'm going to definitely let people know about it.
This is Willie's Letterboxd page. He sees everything, guys. So if you want somebody who really knows what's going on, especially with just movies that like horror movies especially, he sees everything. Film festival stuff, like everything. So he is a really good go-to source.
These are right here are definitely some of the 4 best movies I've seen recently. So.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much in the chat. Thank you guys for watching, for hanging out with us. It was awesome to see Carrie and Tatum and Quirk and Adam and Willie. I hope you will join us again soon. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you, my friend.
Looking forward to hanging out with you at Crypticon in a couple of months. So.
Yes. And Danny, you got something big coming up.
Oh yeah, the Oscars, March 13th, Friday the 13th. So 12 days. Be ready for the Oscars.
And in case they don't know what the Oscars is.
The Oscars is like it's our 9th annual one. We do a big award ceremony. We do it live, but we get different content creators, be it podcasters, YouTubers, filmmakers, some celebrities of certain culture, of the horror culture, obviously, to present each award. And there's like about 35 plus presenters, like as always. It's a huge event, so check it out.
It's going to be awesome. And I get a co-host, so I'll be there.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much. My next stream will be next Sunday. I have no idea what we're doing yet, but I'll be here with bells on. So I will see you next week. Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Danny. And everyone, until we meet again.
Blessed be.